Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to the third round of the 2016 GPVWC Super League season from the Sochi Autodrome in Russia. It's going to be 53 laps worth of high-packed, intense action, and it's not one you want to miss after the races we've had already in the career ladder this week. Super League looks set to top the lot. So here we are indeed then at Sochi with a slightly revised broadcast team for this round. I'm Josh Randerson, who's going to be taking you through the action as it comes and goes. Sadly, we don't have him with us today, but hopefully he will be with us for the next round. But you've got me for tonight, and alongside me, as ever, is Mr. Ollie Woods. Hello, Ollie.
Hello, Josh. Hello, everybody. Good to hear you.
So, Ollie, this track, Sochi, has thrown us some very good racing so far throughout the season, and well, we've just come to the end of quali, and what a qualifying session it has been. Rudy van Buren has had pole position for practically all of it, but Eros Masciuli sorry, hang on, I've lost my voice there. Eros Masciuli for Adonis Engineering has just pipped him by 6 thousandths of a second.
Quite something, isn't it? I mean, I don't think they were probably expecting, well, they may have been for all I know. I think they're expecting to be on pole with Rudy in such rude form as normal, pun intended. But yeah, that's a great job. And having Francesconi in third as well, that's brilliant for Adonis.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I think it's Adonis's first pole of the season as well, which is going to be a major advantage going into this race. But the margin of it, I mean, if you looked at it on the field, the top 15 is separated by just less than a second. And if you look down to the top 18, they're all within 1.5. So it's very close qualified, especially between the top guys as well.
Yeah, it's really, really, I mean, this is the first race where a lot of teams have had their upgrades in, and I think that's going to kind of bunch the field together a lot as well, which is really cool. It means that we're going to have a really good race.
Yeah, and a fantastic race we are heading to have. It should be a fantastic race for Adonis. They're currently 6th in the Constructors' Championship, and Masciuli himself is down in 13th. So if he can get a good race out of this could boost his and Adonis' championship positions. Of course, David Fidek leading the championship coming to this on 36 points, 3 ahead of Mindaugas Columbus for the Torrent in P2. Then it's Gustin Canapino who's further back on 26, tied with the now second place on the grid, Rudy van Buren, in 4th place overall after winning Bahrain and the retirement from Bahrain and winning in Australia. So, you know, it's said to be a good race. I mean, a couple of good results. I think Michael Francesconi's third as well, which makes things an Adonis 1-3, which is a fantastic result for them as well. So a 1-3 on the grid should be set to give the Dutch outfit a fantastic race. Looking further down the field, David Fidek, championship leader in 7th place. Daniel Brewer qualifies 6th to start with. Now, that is going to be very good for him, because the only race he's done so far is Bahrain, and he retired from that. So starting 6th is going to be fantastic for him this round.
It's a great boost for Keno, isn't it? I mean, they've been through the ringer over the last couple of years. It's good to see him up the top. Who knows though? I mean, anyone could set one lap. There's a lot of good drivers near the back. I think there's a few people with penalties. There's a few that have decided it's better to go on to the prime tyre. So we'll see how things shape up when the race hits.
Yeah, and there's Tom van der Voort as well making his return to Super League in R-Factor 2. This is a relatively big news for him, because van der Voort took part in Super Cup yesterday as well, or at least he was on the server and I think did qualifying. Van der Voort took part in Super Cup yesterday and got a 5th in race 2, so hasn't really dropped much pace.
No, it was kind of a last minute thing. He's driving forwards racing. Bit of unavailability, sadly, and illness in our team, so that's why he's in. He's going to hopefully do a great job. He looked good last night. See how he does. He's definitely a Super League player. I don't know. I've always wondered why he went to Super Cup, because he's definitely capable in Super League, but see how he goes.
Yeah, we're on to see how it goes, and obviously best of luck to Tom and all of the drivers today. It's going to be 53 laps around the Sochi Autodrome. We're just in warm-up now. The warm-up session, the drivers make the final changes and get ready to go to the grid for the race. And if you'd like to get involved with the broadcast, you can, of course, keep the comments rolling in on the YouTube. If there's any point where I can ask you guys a question, I'll be sure to, because we do like our audience engagement. And it's said to be a very good race, as we've said, but also, as far as I'm aware, the first Russian Grand Prix in Super League history.
I'll check. I think you may be right on that one, actually, because
Yeah,
It's kind of a new track anyway.
It should be the first Russian Grand Prix Superleague history. We had the first race there in the World Sports Series not long ago. So, and it has thrown up some very good racing so far. It's been a very good addition to the calendar, it seems. And, well, it's thrown up some good... So far, it seems like there's a couple of turns which have been problematic for all the drivers, but other turns which have been quite kind. So, it can go either which way for them. There's turn 19, especially the final corner, has really proven itself at the moment to be the bane of most drivers. A lot of the mistakes we've seen there. It's very difficult to get right, and it's crucial as well because it leads onto that huge front straight.
I'm not going to lie, this isn't my favourite track of all. I never was a fan of the Tilquadromes anyway. It's quite angular. There's a lot of slow corners, and there's, it's that usual. If you don't go, if you're not too careful, you'll end up in the barrier. I certainly managed to sandwich myself between the wall and the barrier earlier, which was quite something for taking you for a recce lap. But if we've seen great races so far this weekend, there's no reason why these guys can't get in the mix and have a go at each other for it as well. The first corner, well, the second corner, I suppose, once you're through the King, will be particularly interesting. And we saw in the real life a couple of years ago, Hamilton and Rosberg have a bit of to do there. So we'll see if they do that again. If anyone else does that, rather.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see what happens on track. And, well, a couple of points obviously we've got here. Obviously we've got Francesco on pole, Fidek second. No Philip Pushkin this race, unfortunately. He's not here, the reigning champion. Bristol Capit in for Vodball to replace him. And, well, Capit didn't have the best of Super Cup rounds yesterday, but he moves up to Vodball for Super League today. And I think this is going to be Super League debut, but am I right with that? I think I am. Or at least in a race circumstance.
I know he's done a test session.
I'll just backdate that a bit, see if I can find whether he has actually the Super League race before. No, this actually will be Capit's Super League race debut. So Bristol Capit in the car for the very first time in a race situation. Welcome to the big boys playground, Bristol, I suppose. Although then again, it always has been the big boys playground. I think every series here can be classified as that. Come on, because we have a lot of good drivers in GPVWC, and well, they turn up in all sorts of series.
Yeah, I mean, Bristow is definitely a very talented driver. Again, he's another one that could well have been in Super League previously to now. But Bob Ball have put him in for a reason. They've got Frantic as well, and they must calculate that Capit's the one they need today. So clearly he must know what he's doing around here. Yeah,
of course. Capit came so close to winning the 2015 Super Cup Championship as well. Came so close to winning that for Walk Racing while they were still around, and it is a shame we don't have them in Super Cup this year, but this is Super League and Bristol is making his debut. It's going to be very interesting to see how he does because he's done very well, Bristol Capit, and arguably, here's the thing about Bristol, he's had so much success elsewhere. I mean, yes, he only came to GBV relatively recently, but he's won all these races and done all these things, and yet has never won a title at GPVWC. He's come close, but he's never done it.
I'm surprised at that, Frankie. I mean, yeah, there's lots of really, really talented drivers, but he's always been in the mix. It must just be the odd bit of bad luck or the odd mistake that's cost him. But, we'll see what he does tonight. I don't know how much preparation he's had for tonight since he's in replacing Pushka. I don't think the pressure's on him, certainly, though. Knowing Bubble and their kind of drive to win, who knows?
Yeah, I think what we're going to do now is, because we've just got about 3 minutes or so left of the warm-up now, I think we're just going to have a quick look at one of the cars on track. Let's have a look at David Fidek, just as a bit of eye candy for everyone, because, splash screen, it can get boring after a while. But yeah, let's have a look at David Fidek, current championship leader in P4. He's actually going to start a lap at the track now, so this actually leads me very nicely the chance to do a walk around of the track, so to speak. So let's keep an eye on David as he just rounds the final couple of corners here. I'm going to do a little walkthrough of the Sochi Autodrome as Fidek now rounds the extremely tricky turn 19 to start a lap of the second on board. But I think we can go on board with David now as he's shifting to neutral. Wow, that kills that then. Let's fight someone else. Ben Horrell just behind him in P5. We'll go on board with Ben instead because, well, he's the next car going around the circuit that's going to do a lap. So, Ben Horrell for Green Stripes Racing, going to start a lap of this circuit. Then, in, well, what is now P6, because Lewis Redshaw's got ahead of him in the session, But Horrell now comes on turn 19 on board the goal as he starts the lap of the circuit down this very, very long front straight, one of the longest of the calendar, I believe. Very, very long indeed, and you get to a very high speed. Into eighth gear he goes. Waits for turn 2, got to brake reasonably late for this to get decent advantage. Down he goes into third gear, clips the apex nicely, and he's stopped as well. So, brilliant.
It's almost like he heard you were following him.
It's like we're not supposed to have anybody doing a lap here. I suppose warm-up wasn't the best session to pick, really, in all honesty, but a couple of technical problems hindered the broadcast's earlier start, so apologies for that. The only one I can think of who's on track now, who's close to completing the lap, is Augustin Canapino, but no, in my luck, he'll stop as well. DeWalt now, though, is currently going to start up, so we'll try DeWalt, and if this doesn't work, we'll just give up. So Nell comes down the front straight, and he's going to pick up where Ben Horrell left off, so to speak. And I'll pick up where Horrell left off as soon as he rounds turn 2. But for once, are we actually going to get it done? We'll see if we can actually get it done. So Nell comes round the second corner, clips the apex just like Horrell did. Now we'll go once again, round turn 3, and which complete, well, turn 3, which turns into turn 4. Got to watch your line through here. Very easy to go wide. Got to get a nice, good line through there. Keep the speed up. Round turn 5, then back on the throttle again towards the right. 90-degree corner, turn 6. Up and coming here. Brakes for it. Turns in again, and then another short run down through turn 7 into turn 8. It's almost like one big corner, but it's two separate corners. And then clips that through here. Another short straight. Quite a high speed turn actually. This through 9 and 10. First left-hander, turns it to the second left-hander, and then round here he goes again, just goes a bit wide as DeWalt, and then another 90-degree right-hander, turn 11, crucial corner this, because it leads on into turns 12 and 13, effectively a curved back straight, and then through here, flat out through 12, flat out through 13, or part of 13 rather, because coming through 13, he's going to brake, go round the 90-degree sharp right-hander, then it's turn 14, and then the subsequent turn 15, which is left. And then a short run down to 16 and 17, the two corner complex here. And again, another left-right 90-degree complex here. Round 17, 2 more turns to go. Short blast down to turn 18, which is again another roughly 90-degree corner. Breaks down for that. And leads him down here into the slightly sharper turn 19. So easy to get wrong. Crucial to get right. And that is a lot of Sochi Autodrome as crosses the line. So a very interesting circuit then, a lot of high speed sections, lower downforce may help you on the straights, but higher downforce will help you in the sharp corners, so it's a balance that they have to get right, the drivers.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, like there are plenty of straights where you can overtake, which is nice, but then there's a few 90-degree turns that you can get around as well to muscle down. There's quite a lot of runoff, which is going to help, I think. Not too much penalisation for mistakes, so there are anti-cuts all over the place. Good work, Chris.
Yeah, of course, massive thanks to our Chris Williamson for being here as well. Just a quick shout out to Chris, we do love him. Does all this work, couldn't do it without him. So, big shout out to Chris. And yeah. So, we're just about to get things underway here after the last couple of cars finish their laps on the track. And we will get 53 laps of Sochi Autodrome underway. Be the longest race we've held here for certain. Indeed, there should be some good racing going on. Of course, do keep the comments rolling in. We do love to see people's comments. And, well, let's ask you all a question, actually, to all the people who are watching. What's your opinions of Sochi so far? Because it's sort of some good racing, definitely. It's sort of some good racing that we've seen in GPV. I'm a new fan of it. Ollie said it's never been his favourite. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments your opinions on Sochi and if it should remain on the calendar for remaining GPVWC seasons, because, well, be interested to know. And here we go then. R Factor Man cries out as only R Factor Man can. I'm ready. I've got my alcohol-free wheat beer, so of course I'm ready. But the question is, are you ready? 53 laps of Russian Grand Prix await us, and it's going to be hopefully fantastic to watch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's nice to be back in the commentary booth this year to have a little look at all these guys. It's a great grid. And yeah, it should be a really interesting race, I reckon.
Indeed, it should be. So, Eros Masciuli leads the grid away for Adonis Engineering in that bright orange car there, and he's followed by Rudy Van Buren for Simcraft Midnight Motorsports in P2. Then it's Michael Francesconi for the other Adonis Engineering car in P3. He's followed by Mindaugas Columbus for Torrid Motorsports in P4. Mirror Retro P5 for Woods Racing, having a very good qualifying again. Hopefully finally going to break the Woods curse. Well, I think they did last. So this will hopefully be the season of breaking the Woods curse, won't it, Ollie?
You've just jinxed it there, thank you very much.
Oh, God, I've jinxed it. Right, drink, Josh, drink. David Feidig for Norton Racing in P6 then, and he's followed by Jordan Meeks in P7 for Torrent Motorsports. So very good qualifying from Torrent there. Augustin Canapino P8 for Vodball Racing, and then he's followed by the Storm Racing team car of Adrian Norton in P9, Bristol Cabot in P10, making his Superleague debut, of course. And then it's Bartavos in P11 for Kernel Sport, and it's flowing out in the other Nordstrom in P12, and Pedro Mellon for Wouters Automotive in P13. Would you like to run through the other half of the grid, Ollie?
Yeah, go on then. So we got Ben Horrell next up in the green stripes, followed by Emmanuel Cello. Is it Cello? I always say Gaxella, but I'm sure I said it wrong. In the other Storm.
I think it's Gacella.
Now in the green stripes as well. Jonas Ravio in the Nisho. Pedro Gomez in the first Hawkeye. Mark Hutchinson, I think, is covering for Fran Lopez tonight in the Red Archer 19th. Tom Parker 20th. I think he's starting on the prime tyre, so that's why he's so far back. Tom van der Voort for Woods first. Michael Teichmann for the other Red Archer, he's 22nd. Then Phil Perkins, 23rd, highest he's been all year, I think, in the Hawkeye. They got Yuha Maki Dupi in 24th. Daniel Brewer 25th, rocking the stealth black livery. Apparently it gives him extra frames per second. Okay. And then Alex Cooper in the other Walters is last. There's been a few back of the grid penalties, which is why those guys are there.
Yeah, a couple of back of the grid penalties. Very abundant for 2016 GPVWC. If you exceed track limits in qualifying, you're likely to get one. So, of course, we have new track limit rules for 2016 as well, which is probably caused a lot of drivers to become it's caused a couple of problems in that they've been getting used to it, but hopefully they are getting used to it now, and we shouldn't see many from this race.
That was a mass improvement.
Yeah, it has been an improvement. Just noticed Will Panisi, the league admin, is in the chat. Hello, Will. Hopefully this is going to be a good race. Good to see you, have you here. It's very good to have you here. It's always an honour.
The boss is here. Look busy, quick.
Yeah, the boss is here. Look busy, quick, come on. Looking busy. The drivers are going to get busy with 53 laps of fantasticness. Hopefully, here in Russia, we have 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 laps. And for the 3rd time we're asking this season, we are off and away. And it's Eros Masciuli who gets a very good start there. Van Buren looks to have jumping in though. The dustbin going right down the inside already before he even gets to turn 2. And he's taking the early lead. He's got a couple of other position teams going out the back there, but it's Masciuli versus Van Buren going into turn 1, and the Dutchman gets it. Very good driving there from RVP. And there's a Woods off there. That's Retro forced down to go down the inside. But he's gone up to P4 in all, so very good start from him still. Adonis T3 as it stands for Masciuli, and Francesconi further down the back. Columbus is up into P6, having overtaken Cabot, who's got a barnstormer. He's up into P7.
There's carnage everywhere. I'm just trying to work out who's gone where. There's a Storm without a nose somewhere. I'm trying to find out if there's any more without a nose.
Yeah, Alex Cooper's got a great start on the list, from the back to 14 in just the space of a few corners. That's fantastic news for the Englishman and for Wouters Automotive. That's a great start from him, up 12 places already. I'm just looking to see if anyone's been caught out in all this. Yes, Adrian McNaughton has got no rear wing, so he's got no wings in fact. So he's obviously had a bit of a do there. We've lost somebody already. McNaughton's still trundling around though. So obviously something's happened there, and it's Yupi who we've lost. So
yeah, there's a disconnection there. I've just looked back at the McNaughton incident. It was in turn 2 that basically there was a Pedro Millem on the charge by the looks of it. He just kind of outbraked himself, and McNaughton was the unlucky recipient there. Then there was a bit of pinball between the rest of them, trying to find out what else is going on right now. So bear with.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not fantastic news for McNaughton there and all for Storm Racing team. But what is fantastic news is that Rudy Van Buren has got P1, leads on to lap 2 now, and Van Buren indeed is doing quite well here. And then it's Masciuli, Francesconi, Redshaw, Weeks currently running out in top 5. But what a start from Van Buren. That'll get some Craft Midnight Motorsport just the start they needed.
Yeah, he was lucky to have the inside line. That's always going to help you, but he had to make it stick, and that was brilliant work from him. Yeah, there's a lot of cars going in the pits now. We've got Millim's got a missing front wing. Parker got the corner, but he's okay. But looks like Brewer's missing a front wing. Yeah, a little bit of carnage on that first corner. I was a bit worried about that, if I'm honest.
Yeah, look at this though, Lewis Redshaw on P4 giving chase to Michael Francesconi, so Adonis's 2-3 could be under some sort of threat here if Redshaw can make up some ground. Redshaw, of course, did race for CSD Racing in 2015 as well, so he knows his stuff in these Superleague cars. He's been around for a while now. Definitely one of the red hot guys to be in title contention, at least you'd think. He's given chase to Francesconi, giving very good chase to Francesconi now. Down this back stretch, he has got a beautiful tour, but can he make use of it? Going down the inside into 14, this would be very brave if he can pull this off. Goes round the outside of Francesconi, goes a little bit wide, and wheel to wheel they go. And this is getting a bit argy-bargy already. Neither wants to give corner to the other, but Redshaw edges ahead going into 16, and Lewis Redshaw takes a place, and it's a podium for Woods so far.
Yeah, don't jinx it. My heart was in my mouth there. There was so much in the way of contact there. Well, it looked like there might be contact anyway. They weren't giving each other much room, but you know, at the end of the day, they managed to survive. It's good racing from both of them.
Yep, indeed. Redshaw now going to be under threat from Francesconi down the front straight though. He got him on one straight. Will Francesconi be able to get him on the other? The Italian is charging towards the back of that Woods car. He's looking down the inside, down the outside. Redshaw goes defensive. Is it going to be enough? Breaking for turn 2. It's not looking to be Francesconi. Woohoo! Almost contact between the two. I think it was actually. And Jordan Weeks in all this is up into 4th. But God, the crash. There's a crash. And that hasn't gone well at all. Weeks trying to go for something there. I don't quite know what's happened. I'm going to go for the replay of that myself. Weeks is retired, but let's say Weeks comes on 2. The 2 collide, and then it just got a bit too close between the 3. I think that's going to be one for the race direction to decide, of course, and the disciplinary committee. But we do have Jordan Weeks out of it. Francesconi affected in all this, and Lewis Redshaw's got away unscathed though.
That was interesting. I mean, it looked like Jordan's eyes lit up because he saw both of them scrapping. Francesconi got a bit stuck on the side, and then I think it looked like just their wheels collided as they came onto the straight again. So Weeks got sent round, and yeah, he's gone out of it. I don't know if that was a rager or if it was he couldn't continue, but people will not be happy, and I think there'll be quite a lot of anger in the torrent room there.
Yeah, that was a bit of an unfortunate incident. Obviously, the race direction will decide that after the race. It's not really my job to commentate on whose fault it is, or who killed who, so to speak. Well, it is my job to commentate on. And
Columbus has lost his wing.
Sorry?
I think Mindaugas Columbus, just to add to Torrent's woe, has lost his front wing somewhere as well. I'm just getting back to that.
Let's just have a look at Columbus then. Oh, yes, he has. So double for Torrent. Columbus has now lost his rear wing. So that's very, very bad for Torrent now. They're going to drop even more time. And this has been the nightmare start of the race for Torrent Motorsports then, despite Jordan Weeks trying to go for it.
You're gonna love this. Francesconi was still stuck in the middle of the track because of his incident with Weeks, and Columbus just couldn't miss him. That's
wow.
a whammy for Torrent and for Adonis there, really.
Yeah, this is a bit of a disaster then for Adonis and for Torrent. But speaking of Adonis, Eros Masciuli is still going around in second, but Rudy Van Buren has now pulled out almost a 2-second lead from Masciuli there. So almost starting to run away with it, but any mistake could cost him here. As let's just have a look at David Feidick, who's chasing his own teammate here, Florian Geyer in P6. So it is a Nordgen 5-6 at the moment. Of course, Nordgen, the only team running the Martex power plant this year. Similar to last year, just no one seems to have taken interest in them. So they are producing their own engines for use by themselves, and well, they obviously know what they're doing. as they've got some very solid results going on here. Oh, and commentators help me to pronounce Mashuli. So, there you go. Thank you very much. I'll use that to my advantage. But yeah, 5-6 for Norwich at the moment. Doing quite well.
Yeah, they'll try and do it too much to each other. Try and, don't want to cause any more collisions. There's quite a lot of kind of close battles going on. We got Horror and Gachella having a little. Oh, Gachella's got the back of Horror and looking hungrily at him at the moment. I'm sure DRS is going to help sort that one out. And then you've got Playman and DeVos from 13th. They're pretty close up. And then there's a train forming behind Hutchinson as well at the moment.
Yeah, Mark Hutchinson in P14 got a bit of a train of Gomez, Canapino and Eunice Revio as well.
Columbus is retired.
All behind them as we have, Columbus is out. So double the NF for Torrance, the first two to go. And this is not going to go, they won't be happy with that at all. It's the worst possible outcome. Flat out DNF for Columbus decided to quit, evidently. We've got a bit of a go on here. Gomez, Canapino splicing through past here. And Augustin Canapino went to the points. 4. Rodball Racing next up on his list is indeed Mark Hutchinson in the red archer there. So Hutchinson going to have to watch himself because the Argentine is on fire at the moment and wanting to get as far at the field as he can.
Yeah, I think Canapino might have got up in all that argy-bargy in turn 2 and he's just got to fight his way through. Now, there's a few cars that he'll hope that he can easily get. Vodpool car is pretty good and we know that they're working hard and they've got lots and lots of feedback on their engines because pretty much everyone on the entire grid's got them with a few exceptions. So, yeah, we'll see how he gets on.
Yeah, indeed. Canapino, of course, I think a 4-time Argentinian touring car champion in real life. So, lots of experience and success behind his belt. I'd expect big things from him to make a good comeback here. Quick shout out to Tom Vandervoort, actually. P10 at the moment. He's looking to get a top 10 on his Superleague return. Vandervoort's doing a sterling job here. He's got Alex Cooper behind him at the moment in the Wouters Automotive. But, yeah, Vandervoort is doing a sterling job so far to stay where he is. And, you're going to think after his Supercup success, he's going to be looking at further than 10th though, but a 10th place on his return is looking to be very good.
Considering he's in the car for the knew this afternoon he was going and he's doing a really good job. I don't want to jinx him obviously, but yeah, he did a great job in Supercup. As I said, we know he's got talent. The car's not massively upgraded, so he may struggle later on as he kind of everything evens itself out, but we'll see how he goes. I think that kind of midfield around the top 10 is going to be really closely battled today.
Well, I'll tell you this as well. The theme at the moment ahead of Vandervoort and Gaxella seems to be inter-team battles because we've got a battle for P7 going between the two Green Stripes cars and a battle for P5 between the two Norwegians. The fighting leads Guy, leads Horror, leads Nell at the moment.
Vandervoort just crashed.
And he's just had a bit of a crash there. Oh no, what's happened? So let's have a look. So Vandervoort...
You jinxed him, that's what happened.
Oh, what? Oh no. Yeah, he just loses it on his own as Vandervoort. Smacks it into the wall and that's going to put him down a couple. Won't please him at all, but... such is life, unfortunately. Things like this happen.
Just got caught on the curb, didn't he? It happens around here. It's funny, you lose your concentration for a second, you just round. Not what you can do about that.
Yeah, commentator's curse right there. I may as well take a drink of the wheat beer for that. I have to say though, as an aside, wheat beer is actually really nice. It's alcohol free, of course, because I don't like to get drunk on broadcasts, but it's a lot more drinkable than regular beer, and something that'll be very drinkable for Bristol Captain at the moment is his current 4th place.
Other drinks are available. Yeah, Capit's doing a great job so far, isn't he? I mean, he's kind of out there on his own. Best of the rest, there's about a 10-second gap between him and Van Buren at the moment, but yeah, don't see any reason why he shouldn't be still out there. Come a few laps down for the end of the race, he's looking pretty good for himself. Helped by the fact that Fidek and Gaia are kind of racing each other at the moment.
Both on his Superleague debut is absolutely fantastic as well. That'll be a great result for him, and it opened doors in the future if he decides to force them open, so to speak. And, well, 6 laps down, it's all starting to spread out a bit, unfortunately, as is life. But the closest thing I can think of is Cooper versus Nell for P9 at the moment. That seems to be firing up a bit. There's a couple of fights as well. I mean, we've got the whole Gomez type and Canapino scrap for P13 at the moment as well. But if it's all right, I think I'd like to keep an eye on this P10 battle at the moment, Cooper versus Nell. So, Alex Cooper here in the Wouters Automotive on a very good race and a very good season for Wouters. In their debut season, it must be added. Having promoted from Super Cup last year, they are doing a sterling job so far to be where they are in the series and having successes. Got a very good lineup in Pedro Mellem and Alex Cooper. And Mellem in all this is down in 21st, unfortunately, but Cooper on the back of Nell, going to hopefully have a go through 12, through 13, into the start of 14. Going to give it a go. And I don't think he's going to get quite the distance on... No, he's not going to get the distance on the South African here. But he's going to try anyway. Try as he might, he can't make it work. I think his best shot is going to be very similar turn 2 after the big straight. And, well, England versus South Africa and all this. I'd say that's a cricket lineup, but I don't know much about cricket, so...
Well, England did beat South Africa in the 20 earlier last week, which was slightly amazing given that we were rubbish. But, you know, these things happen. Cooper is a complete seasoned professional. You know, he's been doing this long enough. Albeit in Super Cup and then getting the odd chance in Super League and being part of the kind of Midnight and CSG group as they were. Not so much now, you know. He's been well brought up in the Super League, and it was really great work from Walters to get him and Mellem together. Mellem's not doing so well because he got stuck in the turn 2 melee, but yeah, Cooper's looking good so far.
Indeed. Cooper, of course, in this, Alex Cooper got a lot of Super League experience, as you say. He is within DRS range of now at the moment. You probably didn't see the DRS opening because it is very, very narrow at the back of the car. But DRS zones will help them out here a lot, of course. When he has the advantages of straight line speed, there is a good chance he could go for now. DRS zones will be key, I think, for overtaking here because it's not easy to overtake anywhere else. So Cooper now just coming round turn 11. Comes onto the curved back straight, so to speak. And then opens the DRS. He gets the DRS on the back and the front straights. Will come through 13 at a very high speed indeed, but he's not close enough to Nell to make anything work.
It's the old dirty air problem, isn't it? We know there's quite a lot of dirty air between these cars as soon as they get close to each other. Same problem as in Formula 1. DRS is going to help, of course, but you're also kind of stuffed with the fact that both the big straights have curves in. So if you try and do too much, you're going to end up wobbling a bit.
I'll tell you what's a slightly closer fight, actually. Emmanuel Gaxella versus Ben Horrell for P7. It's a green stripes involved again, but this time it's defending from a storm, and the storm is coming very quickly for Ben Horrell. Almost 200 miles an hour down the front straight. In fact, just shy of his brakes for turn 2. And Gaxella, the Romanian here, former Challenge champion, is really going to want to open the beans if he wants to catch the Welsh. Well, is Ben Horrell is Welsh, isn't he? I keep forgetting.
I think so.
I think he's Welsh.
He's British. Just call him British. Oh, yeah. He's definitely going to get past now.
Yeah, he's going to get past now because he's made a bit of a mistake. So Gaxella goes through.
In the end, it was really easy for him, wasn't it? Horrell made a mistake. Was that the same place that Van der Voort went off?
It might have been. I'm not entirely sure, but it could have been. But Horrell will want to give chase here. Want to try and catch the storm car. Want to see if he can do that, and obviously best of luck to it. But let's just have a look through here. No, I think this is probably where we want to stay actually, because well, I tried to have a look and there wasn't anything. So it has all spread out, unfortunately. That's the problem. Not really an awful lot of points where you know what is going on. Horrell is trying to make the good old-fashioned distance back up to Gaxella. I'm trying not to say in-roads because we had enough of that in Super Cup yesterday. So the word in-roads is officially banned for this broadcast now.
I see. I have to make my best not to say it then. I think you'll see Horrell's going to be able to have a go for a little bit, but I think Gaxella is going to get quite close to Gaia soon because Gaia's dropped back a bit from Fidek, and that's going to give him DRS as well. And that point, I think you might see Horrell just jump off the back of him a little bit.
He's quite a distance behind now at the moment as Horrell, it must be said, and he's not getting the DRS, so he's going to stay behind Gaxella for now. I think Cooper's making distance, opens the DRS indeed. Going to get a slight jump on now. Nothing really though, unfortunately, in the grand scheme of things. Is Barton Voss! I never noticed Barton Voss, he's right behind him. So Cooper under fire from the Belgian here, former Super Cup champion, Bart DeVos for Kernow Sports. So it's a three-way fight for P9 now. All of a sudden, Bart DeVos has come out of nowhere and he's in it as well. He's going to want these two to fight, so he can get the advantage.
Well, Cooper's been stuck in the turbulence for a bit too long, and that's just brought DeVos right onto him. Bit of a look up there from Cooper as he goes around the corner.
Yeah, DeVos is going to want to keep an eye on these two. Cooper's keeping an eye on Nell. Nell keeping an eye on Cooper. And DeVos just wants both of them. So, this is going to be a fun one to see if it can happen nice and easily, or whether it's going to be a bit of a scrap. So, this is probably the fight at the moment, definitely here, as Cooper pops himself back onto the very long back straight. Will get DRS on now. Has his best chance, you suspect, of catching the South African now. As he approaches top speed, down the back straight. Can't make it happen, no. But he goes down the inside, gives a bit of a pressure there to now. Keeps him on his toes, it must be said. Just applying the pressure at the moment, probably his best option. As DeVos waits all behind them. As the toe at the moment, he'll be rubbing his hands with glee and all this. He'll be thinking, go on you two, have a fight. I'll take advantage of it and go ahead of both of you.
You've just got to be careful you don't end up wrapping wheels around them if they make a mistake. That's the only problem.
Yeah, argy-bargy in Formula cars, well, not Formula 1 cars. There's enough of that happening with controversy already. These aren't Formula 1 cars, these are Superleague cars. And it's shown that because, well, look at this speed from DeVos. Is actually doing 200 miles an hour now. Based on, well, probably faster than Cooper, but had the draft and had the DRS, so he's giving it a right good go, but he's not making the distance. Well, he's made the distance up, but he's not getting the chances. Here's a chance for him into turn 4. This would be brave, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen now, unfortunately. He got closer, took the pressure on Cooper, but nothing happened as a result of it, unfortunately, and the status quo has been maintained.
I think you're all having a problem with this day. Yeah, aren't they? You can see people locking up pretty much every time they come to a slowish corner. I think you look at the Fidek Gaia Gachella fight as well, and they're having the same problem. You've got Ben Horrell coming up to the back of them again, because none of them can get past the other one because of their and then they're just killing their tyres trying to.
Oh, Fidek goes off ahead in P5. That's going to get Gaia through, and it's going to give Gachella a run on the English one as well. Fidek, of course, 2014 Super League champion, now finding himself under threat from Gachella, who's been given an opportunity, has to grasp it, and slides a bit going into 14, and that has not worked well for the Romanian, but he is right on the back of, well, as we like to call it, Mr. Consistency, David Fidek. But look how close he is. He just wants this so much, and he's not getting the chance yet. It's got to be the front straightaway next to Fidek in. So David Fidek and Lewis Redshaw both in the pits. I forgot to mention Lewis Redshaw, so Redshaw goes in first, he's followed by Fidek. First two pitters of the race on lap 11.
Yeah, I saw Fidek give Guy the place. I wonder if that was a multi-21 kind of thing, knowing that Fidek was going in pits. Very, very close. That was a bit of a interesting release from the Woods pit crew there.
Oh, and we've got a fight on here between Cooper and DeVos again. Alex Cooper and all this. But DeVos is through. Through goes the Belgian on the Englishman, and DeVos up into P8. So what I was about to say there, though, is that Redshaw and Fidek are now out of pits. Mark Hutchinson in, but Redshaw is on the soft compound, the prime compound, and David Fidek is remained on the super soft compound, the red tyre, which is the option compound. There are two types of dry tyre, I think, brought to the races as well. Of course, we're reading two types. Is it 2 or 3? I'll consult the website because it is two types of sorry about that. It's two types of tyre each round brought to. In this case, it is the super soft and the soft compound tyre that have been brought to Sochi. So softest you can get.
Soft as a baby's proverbial. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see whether Redshaw can keep the pace, even though he's not got strongest tyres. It's kind of an interesting change in strategy because those two are usually pretty up on strategy. I don't know whether it's a race where you'd want to get rid of the soft for as little as possible, but we'll soon find out.
We will have to see indeed. Let's see where Bart DeVos is. Bart DeVos is actually starting to pull away from Cooper now quite a bit. So the Englishman has finally seemingly found the limits of how much he can defend, and now he's pace-wise not keeping with DeVos. So Ben Horrell's in from P6, so Green Stripes driver makes the pit stop. Now goes through. His teammate will overhaul him. DeVos will go through in 7th. And let's have a look at Lewis Redshaw and all this in P9, because he's having to go on ice scoop as well. It's going to be double disaster for the Englishman as the Muds driver's through already. Here he goes into P8. Alex Cooper's going to try as he can to get some sort of cut back, but it's not going to work, unfortunately. And Cooper is now down into P9, so another position lost.
New tyres versus old tyres. I think Cooper didn't really have a hope in hell there.
No, unfortunately, but I was surprised by how much of the he must have been quite close going on the back straight, because he's not going that quickly around the corners anymore. It's Cooper, sorry, Redshaw storming away, and you got to think Cooper must be nearing the end of his tyre's life, which is a bit of a problem, because Redshaw came in after 11 on the super softs, and if he's starting to suffer from tyre wear, which is slowing him down already, then this is 12 laps on a harder tyre.
The biggest problem was he got behind another car for so long that it's just going to cook your tyres, because you're constantly having that dirty air, you're having to brake and end up locking because you can't get the grip. And that's just not somewhere you want to be.
No, not where you want to be. So Ruud van Buren pits in the lead. So the race leader in at the moment, Erasmus, and I'm trying to remember what his pronunciation is like. Erasmus Mashuli will overhaul the Dutchman to go into race lead overall for Adonis Engineering. Erasmus Mashuli leads, and Risto Cabot might overhaul him as well. So we'll see how quick Van Buren pits here. Stays on the super softs. He's revving his engine already. He's desperate to go. Florian Geyer in, and then Gazzella will go through into P4, possibly P2 even. Van Buren is currently exiting the pit lane. He's going to rejoin the track now, and Gazzella. Oh, it's going to be close between the two here. Going for P3 is the Romanian, and can he get it done? No.
Oh! Yeah, there must have been a bit of contact there.
Yeah, they did touch, and Gazzella lost it. Van Buren rejoining the track, trying to go defensive there. That could have gone either way, really. And again, not my job to judge. But in all this, Bartabas is in the pits in P13. And Yunus Rivio, possibly going to overhaul the Belgian. Is he going to be close enough? He is possibly going to do it. Don't think he has, though. I think DeVos has got it. Bartabas retains the position then, and Rudy Van Buren in all this is still in 3rd place. I'm just going to have a quick look back at that pit lane incident, see what happened there again, if you'd like to just see if you've got anything going on there, Ollie.
I'm having a look at the moment, seeing what's going down. Before you replay, there's not a lot going on around the track. I mean, no one else has really come out with the yellow tyre, the prime tyre. You got a little bit of stuff going on between P8 and 9. You got Gomez and Geyer. I guess this guy's pitted, right? Yeah, so this isn't really for on-track position, but still, you don't want to get stuck behind too long, or you are going to end up cooking your tyres when you really just got them on. And there he goes, he's straight around the outside, kind of what is now the inside. Easy taking the end already with the guy there.
Yeah, Florian Geyer into P8 just goes a little bit wide on that corner there. Not going to stop Pedro Gomez. Really, he's going to, well, it's not going to stop him, but it's not going to let him go through just yet. Florian Geyer then into P8 as Risto Cabot pits, Emmanuel Gazzella pits, 2 more cars in the pits. Lewis Redshaw should overhaul both, go into P3 now, so he regains that position. Eris Mashuni has still got the pit, and Rudy Van Buren about 15 seconds behind him. So I think the Dutchman will regain the lead at the pit stops here. But Augustin Canapino making full advantage, he goes into 4th.
It's a good comeback for Canapino, though. I don't think he hasn't pitted yet.
I think Risto Cabot's just gone over the pit lane lines. I think he's put some tyres over the pit lane there, pit lines there on exit. I'm just going to go back and look at that, because if he has, then let's see, he exits the pit lane, and yeah, he puts at least 2 wheels over. So that's going to be a penalty, I think, for the Estonian, which isn't good at all.
I don't know if there was any harm done there, though, so I guess that one's up to the race officials to see what happens.
I think it's a fairly strict rule on that, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see if he does get a penalty, but hopefully he won't, because we don't like seeing penalties, but it wouldn't be surprised if he did, unfortunately, as, well, it is a oddball 4-5 at the moment. It may not stay that way, but for all we're concerned, it is staying that way, as Van Buren has cut the gap down to just 14 seconds out, and Mashuni stays out.
He's making these super softs to last a long time. I mean, that's what, 15 laps now? It's great work.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, the longer he stays out, the more time Van Buren will get on him. and the more likely he is to lose the position at the stops.
But,
So,
sorry.
I was about to say, so we're going to fight on for P6 as well, P5, P6. Coming on Gaia at the moment, but yeah, that's not going to aid affairs for Mashuli staying out and losing all this time to Rudy Van Buren.
On the plus side for him, though, it means there's less time he has to run the prime tyre, so who knows? And there goes Canapino into the pits.
Yeah, Canapino win. Of course, that does mean, of course, he could gain more time on the super softs later and doesn't have to run the standard softs as much. But indeed, Mashuli now, let's see where he's just coming up to lap Adrian McNaughton actually at the moment. So the other StormRacing driving P23 at the moment. Mashuli will lap him. McNaughton gets out the win nicely there. And Risto Capit is going, Risto Capit's at the P6 again. Let's just have a look at, let's keep an eye on, wait, I've lost track already. Yeah, Canapino exits the pits and all this, but I think what we're looking at, Mashuli lapping, yeah, he was.
Got Hutchinson and Gomez just going through P2. They're neck and neck, and Hutchinson's just taken the position off him. Nice little move there.
Mark Hutchinson and all this at the P13. Well done, Mark. I don't know whether he's done any Super League races, has he?
I think this might be his first one.
Possibly his first race, we don't know. Obviously, answers on a postcard, please to that, as the track has gone very dark, it must be said.
Uh-oh, I'll get my brolly red. Actually, we're inside, it's fine.
Yeah, could there be rain? I think there is possible forecast rain, but be interested to see if there is. I will have to keep a beady eye on that.
Meanwhile,
it's gotten very dark and foreboding, as the saying goes.
Meanwhile, we've got Mashuli pitting right now. The then leader is now not the leader, and you've got Van Buren just going straight back out again into the lead. I think he may well have made quite a fair bit of time on Mashuli there.
Well, I'll tell you what, if it does rain, yep, it is Hutchinson's first Super League race, so well done, Mark. Obviously, welcome to the grid, you're doing a great job. But if it does rain, that's not going to benefit the likes of Van Buren and Masculi, who've only just, Van Buren pitted a while ago. But Mashuli, God's sake, Josh, Mashuli's not going to benefit at all if it starts raining. Anyone who's stayed out will benefit, but I don't think anyone is staying out at this point.
I think everyone's gone through. I think the main loser here is going to be Redshaw, because he went onto the yellow tyre, and of course, if it rains, you don't need to have gone on the yellow tyre. He's spent all that time on it for nothing.
Yeah, we're doing a battle for the last points being position in Lawrence. So I think I'd like to go to that because Tom Parker is putting serious pressure on Michael Francesconi and the other Adonis. And he's giving it a look around the outside. Francesconi goes over the defence and Parker having none of it. He follows him. And now the Englishman going right back around the outside. This is for points, and Parker is through, going into 2. And retains that position, going through 2, through 3. And Tom Parker has got himself an extra bonus point for Simcraft Midnight Motorsports.
It's going to be interesting to have Parker filters through in the end, because he started on the yellow prime tyre, so he's got that out of the way already. He's gone longer, which meant he had, so he's now got nice tyres as well.
Oh, I think we've got a spinner somewhere on track as well. Someone's had a bit of a do, and who's that? It's Eunice Reveal. So Reveal's spun in P19. He goes down a bit. I just saw Pedro Mellon go very wide at one corner. So that's not gone very well there, but that must have overshot that by a mile. But back up at the front, Ben, well, we've got a good fight on here. Gagzella versus Cabot. The P6, yes, go there because stuff is happening. Gagzella is pressuring the Estonian. We've had a nice citation of the rules there from Wilpin. EC 23.13. Upon exiting the pits, drivers to remain within the area marked by a white line. Fail to do so by means of crossing the white line, but at least one tyre will result in a penalty, so it's likely Cabot will be getting one.
I'll have to look at it again in slow-mo. I haven't seen it properly.
Gagzella just goes straight through there. He just goes straight through at the P6, and very quick compared to Cabot on the straights. And David Feidix now, the Estonian's next big problem.
I think DRS is around there, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the DRS zone.
That's going to help you. 10 out of 10 times it's going to help you.
Yeah, of course, with such big straights as well, there is a lot of benefit to be had from DRS. So, Gagzella now ahead of Cabot and ahead of Feidix still, who is now chasing Cabot down for position numero 7. With 17 laps gone, we are just under a third of the way through this race.
Blimey, it's been action-packed already, hasn't it? Passing and trails everywhere. You've had that turn 2 crash, spinner, colour spinners, in fact. And who knows, maybe it's going to rain as well.
Possibly, yes. It isn't looking like it, or it's not yet at least, but obviously do keep me posted on that. As, well, find it now. Under threat from Cabot. Cabot's gone through. Obviously, Cabot's gone backwards, rather. And Fidek's gone through on Cabot. Bristow seemed to go off from the replay, it seems, but then rejoins the trial. It might just be my laggy replay. No, Fidek went through clean there. Excuse me. And, David through into P7, and Bristow now has even more work to do.
Again, made it look easy. Again, DRS, I believe, on that back straight.
Yep, Bristow, of course, going to want to try and get as many positions as he can in all this.
Yeah, he's having a good debut so far. 8th isn't bad at all for someone who's never set foot on a Super League racetrack in a Grand Prix situation till now. And he's got a good 8-second cushion on Nell in P9, so not too much to worry about for the time being.
No,
and he's on the yellows too.
Not got too much to worry about as Risto Cabot, and he is on the harder tyres in all this as well. So Risto going to want to give a nice beady eye on the goings on, so to speak, as he's definitely having a good go here. Well, trying to get fighter, but let's move on a bit if we can. As Gagzella is challenging Horrell for 5th at the moment. The Storm Racing driver is, well, giving it full beans here. He's closing ever closer on Horrell in the Green Stripes car there. Doing a very good job at the moment.
He's going to be
of course, I don't know what Horrell's best Super League finish is, but 5th is probably the best I've seen him for certain. And he's got a bit of a squiggly exit there, not really going his way. But now he's going to have the DRS, which is the Fables DRS in this sense. He's going to get a huge speed advantage on the Green Stripes car, but he can't make use of it because Horrell shuts the door. And Gagzella, you get the feeling he's going to have to prise it open if he wants to go through here.
He's going to have to do something because, as we've seen before, he got stuck behind. I think it might have been Horrell last time and it just ruined his stint. So, got to either back off or work hard to do something without end up taking both out.
I think his front straight's going to be the best chances here. Going to have his best chance on the front straight because he's not very far away at all. And he's going to have a fantastic toe and DRS to boot. Got to get a good exit and does. So Horrell gets a slightly better one. But with that draft of the DRS, you've got to think this is going to happen. Gagzella now through the corner. DRS will be open. He's got a visual speed advantage. Where is he going to go? Around the outside. Horrell goes down the inside. Down into 2. Almost.
Oh, that's not going well.
Contact between the two. And Gagzella gets through, it must be said. Yes, there was a contact, but he got through there. I'm going to have a look at that again to see what happened. I didn't quite catch it.
Surely he has to do that back.
Yeah, they got side by side and brushed a bit, but either which way, it does appear to be game, set, match on that particular overtake for Gagzella, and Horrell has been left to drop behind a bit.
I suppose we did say he had to do something. I'm not sure. Well, I don't know where the fault was, but if I was driving, I'd want to maybe even think about giving him a place back, just because you don't want to end up having a protest later on after the race.
Yeah, fun fact from Will Panisi actually, Florian Guy, David Fidek and Bart DeVos all have the oldest engines on 68%.
Blimey, that's almost geriatric.
Yeah, they've all got the oldest engines as well, because of course we have engine wear in GPV Superleague. As engines wear, they lose power and probably become more likely to fail as well. So that's not very good. And apparently both Adonis, Green Stripes, Rounders and Hawkeye's cars, so all 8 of those cars, they're apparently all on fresh engines.
It's the tough one with so many fast straights. It's kind of a good idea, I guess, to break out a new engine. You know, it's quite early in the season for one. Spain won't need it quite as much, although they have got that giant pit straight to navigate in Spain, so you might see some people break one out there. But it's always interesting to see how many people have different strategies in terms of both tyres and, in this case, engine use as well.
Yeah, fresher engines sometimes the better route on a track where there's a lot of straight line speed to be had, because otherwise you're going to have to make up with less downforce, and that's not always a good idea. But what is a good idea is having a combination of all of the right things, and Rudy Van Buren has that right now on lap 20 as he leads. 13.1 seconds ahead of Mashuli here. Quite the dominant lead indeed. He could probably put a pit stop and some into that.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to risk it though. Fidek's just gone completely wide, and Capit's just looking at him there. Oh no, Fidek keeps it through the turn. Yeah, I wouldn't want to have a pit stop unless I really needed to, because I don't think 13's quite enough. But certainly our lead is getting bigger and bigger.
Let's keep looking at this Fighter Capit duel here for B6, because it's an interesting one. Two very good drivers, two very good cars, both top end in both senses. Fighter, of course, Formula Champion, and Capit having all the success, and then Vodbull and Norton being two very high up cars. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here, as Capit will have the DRS down the back straight, making the distance back down to Fighter. Fighter tries to shut the door and does beautifully. Capit has to let go there, and he's going to have to wait until the main straight now.
Yeah, I mean, he's already pressured Fidek into one mistake, so maybe he'll be able to do it again, especially around those last couple of corners that are pretty tough at the best of times.
Yeah, Fidek, of course, in all this, will want to keep that P6. Capit losing ground, it appears to be, on the Englishman, so maybe he won't be close enough to attempt something down into turn 2 as he rounds the final corner one more time to start his 21st lap, or 20th lap, or 21st, or something along those lines.
22nd.
22nd, actually, there you go. My lap count is a bit weird because it's off at his lap counter, but is he going to get anything done here, Mr. Capit? No, he's not. Has to let go, and no, he's not close enough, so nothing happening just yet. But speaking of things happening, Florian Gaia's not that far behind from Lewis Redshaw, I noticed, only about 1.5 seconds between the two, so the Norwegian driver could be on for a podium if all goes his way at the moment. Of course, Norwegian, as we said before, the only team to use Martex engines this season, and you'd wonder why, with the amount of good stuff that's happening here.
Well, I think the biggest problem was theirs was the most expensive out of the 4 engines. So, you know, they haven't won a championship in the time that the engine kind of owners have been happening. It's been all Vodbull and all Bench at Midnight, and with CSG's help, of course. But so extra money plus lack of
Gaia
those
goes straight through there. So big DRS advantage for the Norwegian driver, and now Lewis Redshaw's going to try and get the cut back from his slightly wide run there, but can't do it. But what a rocket-like move from Florian Gaia, off like a rocket down the back straight, through into P3.
Yeah, Redshaw's not helped much by the prime tyre there, but I guess with the DRS he was always a bit of a sitting duck, really.
Yeah, I guess he was. It wasn't going to really go his way, so to speak. Never really going now, and he's got a chance here to take, if he can get something going here, he has a chance to take P3 back. And we'll have to say, as Capit is going to have a go at fighting again, a bit closer this time, gap about 0.7 of a second, and with the DRS, that's going to come down a bit. I doubt it's going to come down enough, though, unfortunately. Capit is approaching top speed, and he's under fire from the front. Well, that's Gaxella, actually, not of us. Gaxella doing Capit to absolutely nowhere.
I don't know what Capit did in the last couple of corners, but it didn't work, because now he's been overtaken by Gaxella. I don't know quite what happened there.
Yeah, what a move from Manuel to go to the P7. Now he's got his eyes set on David Fidek, and Risto will be thinking, hang on, what are you doing there? I'm going to get past you now. That's one more thing for Risto to do. It's been a sort of race full of increased workloads for him. I mean, he is doing a sterling job in P8 to be standing in as well for his Super League debut and all this. But it's not going to be going how he's wanting to go. I think he probably thinks he should be higher up.
You have to remember he's on the prime tyre as well, so just
that's
to be
not
a sitting duck for any corners.
This is Risto we're talking about. He can work miracles.
Yeah, this is true as well, but, you know, any of these guys, Fidek's a champion, Gaxella's a champion in other divisions and other leagues as well, so he's with the creme de la creme, you could say.
Yeah, Gaxella, speaking of him, he's going to get the distance between him and Fidek down. I'm so tempted to say inroads, but I'm not saying inroads.
You said it twice.
Maybe we win the inroads back for the last couple of laps. Yeah, anyway, Gaxella is indeed closing in on the Brit. It must be said, I say the Brit, I mean the Englishman. So I keep classifying people as British when they might not want that. Or because we don't actually use British for driving nationalities in GPV, as Ben Horrell pits. We don't actually use British for nationalities. We do split them into the individual regions. We have Scottish, Welsh, Irish. We'll probably have Northern Irish as well, and English.
I hate all nations equally. No, I'm joking. I'm quite happy to be British and English, either or.
Yep, Alex Cooper in as well. So in the pits for the Wouters car, he goes on to super softs, Horrell on super softs. I think the pit window is probably opening again.
We're getting there, aren't we? I mean, what is it, 23 laps? So the guys that were doing 12, 13 laps, yeah, this is going to be where they start thinking, maybe I should hit, because a lot of them are still on super softs. Soft guys will think, well, we're going to get another extra 5 laps or so out of them, so they'll be going around another 5, 6 laps time, I'd have thought.
Yeah, 5 or 6 laps might be the pit window opening then, but I tell you who's benefited from all this. Well, actually, I don't know where I was going with that train of thought there. What are you saying, Josh? Goodness sake, get your act together. Rudy Van Buren in all this has run away with this. He's 16 seconds ahead of Masuli now and got to be favourite to win and to make it 2 wins from 3 races, which would be pretty impressive.
That commentator's curse. Yeah, he's never looked really like having a problem in either of the 2 races he's finished so far. All right, he hasn't finished this one yet, but any of the races he's taken part in so far, he's looked pretty strong.
Yeah, he has looked very strong so far this season, and ever since he's bringing into the series, he's done quite well, must be said. I mean, apart from Bahrain where he disconnected, that's not really been a bad result set so far from the Dutchman, and props to him for it. As we look at, well, David Feidick in, as is Lewis Redshaw, so that's going to be 2 who are going to be close together. Feidick and Redshaw in.
I'm surprised Redshaw's in already since he was on the yellow soft tyre, but I assume he'll go on back onto the he's back onto the option rather. Sorry, that's what I meant to say.
Back onto the red super soft tyres. Feidick onto the opposites. He's on the yellows. So super softs for Redshaw and softs for Feidick. Mark Hutchinson comes in as well from a very impressive P12, must be said. And we'll see what tyres he's going to go on to in a bit. But this obviously starting to open the pit window then as Hutchinson to get a pick. He chooses the soft tyres. As I'm trying to look for a battle on track now, see if we have got any. No, I think it's all spaced out again, unfortunately.
I think when we get the pit stops done, that will sort itself out. We've got Redshaw catching Nell at the moment on the green stripes. He's been catapulted back into the middle of the pack after his pit stop. Should be able to get him with these few fresh tyres. Like, Horrells aren't exactly old tyres either. It might be that dirty air causing a few problems.
Yeah, dirty air has been a concurrent theme in this race so far. It has been a couple of you know, a bit of an issue. As a Super League team manager yourself, Ollie, I think this is a pretty good time to bring this question in. Obviously, as a team manager, surely the focus then should be getting the dirty air down on the car development.
It's interesting. Like, I would always go for downforce and mass and stuff first, because personally I think that gives more of more of an advantage. But in races like this where it's really close up, you can see who's upgraded and who hasn't. I know that Adonis has done quite a lot of dirty air upgrades because I teased Menno about it for quite a while when I saw it. But usually not the last thing I ever go for if I go for it at all.
Yeah, and on a track like this, it would really help, and especially on tracks like where there's a lot of drafting, like Monaco as well. Well, not Monaco, Monza. Monaco, you need downforce forward mass. So, you know, as a team manager, it must be planning the races ahead, knowing what to upgrade and when.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, a lot of us go for certainly I'm going for kind of mix of where I'll do one set of stuff one race and another set of stuff the other, to try and keep the upgrades going, and also to just make sure that we get what we need when we get it. Get what we need when we need it, rather, sorry. I think, to say dirty air, most of the time in this league, you get quite a lot of cars that aren't quite as bunched up together, because there's a lot of people on different pace, a lot of different upgrade strategies and everything, a lot of different tyre strategies, so not always the first thing I go for. Maybe I'm being proved wrong here, though.
Possibly. Well, we'll have to see how that happens, but let's see how things go on. And speaking of things going on, the race is going on quite a bit. We are just about to pass half race distance, I believe, on this lap. As well, I think we already have passed half race distance, actually.
We're there or thereabouts, I think.
We're there or thereabouts, halfway through now. As Rudy Van Buren, very much still the race leader here in Sochi, is giving it a very good run, it must be said. And he's ahead of Masuli now by 18.4 seconds, so very much commanding a lead at the moment. And barring anything going wrong for him, he should win this.
That was me touching wood if you heard it on the microphone.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not really one to ever strike with the commentator's curse. I'm not really. I don't really curse people as such. I'm lucky. More like Anderson luck. Like I say something and then it happens. Well, I say that, but then it doesn't happen. But I'm confused. I tell you what break confusing is another fun fact from Mr. Panisi. Only 5 Dutchmen have ever won a race in the Superleague, and the most successful was Rudy Easterbeek with 6 wins. So,
Really?
Yeah, Rudy Van Buren will maintain that statistic, having won the first race, of course. But we've only ever had 5 Superleague Dutch race winners.
That could be a top trumps game. Try and name them all. I thought we'd had more than that. We've got quite a good Dutch contingent in here. As I think Canapino just had a bit of a wobble, and Redshaw coming up to obviously get him, and Gaia as well.
Yep, Canapino is starting to become under threat from Redshaw and all this. I saw Michael Francesconi go off a bit, and that let Rudy Van Buren lap him a lot easier than he would have otherwise had. But Redshaw and all
Francesconi's
this,
pitting now.
Oh, sorry?
Sorry, Francesconi's pitting now, so that's probably why he,
Yeah.
as is Van Buren as well.
Yeah, indeed. We have Redshaw, though, catching Canapino. So, Redshaw and all this is going to want to try and go. It's really Van Buren in the bits. Race leader is in and out again. So, Mashuli won't be close enough. Van Buren has indeed got the jump in the pit stops. His gap will be reduced, but hopefully not by too much for him at least. And it's gone down about a second, so Mashuli will want to catch him. Van Buren having already made the pit stop, it might be a bit futile.
Yeah, well, they're both now on the soft tyre rather than the super soft. Bit of work to do for both of them. Well, it's not going to be an advantage between one or the other at least, though. Just keep setting the laps and hope that the other one makes a mistake.
It will be, yes, but Van Buren not really the type to make mistakes, it seems. He's just going to want to pull away on that fresh rubber, and now surely he's going to be even worse off.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. I think Mashuli, when did he last pit? Lap 17, so he's got about another few laps before he needs another pit stop.
Yeah, Redshaw Canapino hotting up, goes for P7 at the moment. This is getting really close. Argentina. Oh, Redshaw gets a bit of a kick on. Not good for him, that's going to lose him a bit of time, but not much. Redshaw versus Canapino, England versus Argentina. This is going to be a fun one to see. 2 very talented drivers, 2 quite well developed cars, it would appear.
Well, I don't know about that. Have you seen that car?
Well, it's developed enough to let Redshaw have a go for P7, as that's indeed Adrian Norton getting off the track there. But Redshaw is going to go for the Argentine. He's going to have the DRS. Look how close he is. This is almost a cert. It's almost a dead cert that he's gone through. Before they even get to 13, he's got the place. And now it's going to be a case of can Canapino do anything? And the answer is no, he can't. He's forced to watch as Lewis Redshaw uses the DRS perfectly to take P7.
Well, Gaia's now got to work. Redshaw's got to work on getting Gaia, because being stuck behind Canapino for that long has just let Gaia make a bit of an advantage on him.
Bartabos ahead of them is in the pits. Florian Gaia stays out. Lewis Redshaw stays out. He's already pitted recently. Canapino stays out. So DeVos in from P5. And Canapino's goal now will be getting the gap down, but I don't think he's close enough to do anything this lap just yet. You need to be quite close indeed, although it can help to be within using DRS range, which Canapino was not. He's not even going to get the DRS.
Yeah, he's kind of fallen back. I think he's on quite a bit, certainly a little bit more used tyres than Redshaw was. He may get another chance though if Redshaw catches up the tyre, because that dirty air is going to cause a problem again.
Yeah, all these we've got all these fun facts coming in from Will Panisi from the stats page on the GPV site, so I'm going to load that up and see if I can get some fun facts of my own going on. Always good to have statistics.
Did you know that 52% of statistics are made up, and only 21% of people know that?
Oh wow! Yeah, did you know that I'm 100% brilliant at commentating? I wish. I'm not really, but anyway, let's have a ganny good gander at some fight here that we've got going on. If I can find one, it's all spread out again, unfortunately. That's the problem with Super League, it all spreads out so quickly. Fighting Cuba's probably the closest we've got at the moment for P9.
Yeah, they are close, aren't they? Fidex, I don't know where he's ended up. When's his last pit stop? Only a few laps ago, so. Oh, he's on the prime tire now, that's why.
Tries to go for it, just Cooper, but it ain't working out for him, unfortunately, and that is not quite gone to plan for the Englishman. He wanted that place, but he hasn't found it. So, look, search, did not see. We'll have to go down the front straight, and, well, he's got it in him to get the move done, surely, Alex Cooper, but the chance has not arisen. It may arise soon, though.
Yeah, he's going to have that DRS again when he hits the pit straight, so good chance he'll get him. Depends on where Fidek puts himself, really. He's a wily old driver, is Fidek. Knows exactly where to put himself.
DRS does Cooper, in fact, engages it, gets the burst of speed that comes with it, straight down the inside goes Fidek, but he's got no match on the speed of Cooper. He goes all sorts of squiggly, collides.
That's not gone well.
That's gone horribly wrong. And let's see what happened there. Cooper comes down the back straight. They both run. Cooper goes in, hits the brakes, and then he gets a bit squiggly himself, loses the back end, and then Fidek gets collected. Luckily, no damage though, so that couldn't really be helped. You gotta guess.
Yeah, he's let the boss through, which is a shame for him, but it was never going to really work on the outside. I suppose it could do if you squeeze the other person too far out coming through the other bit of the chicane, but trying to go down the outside there probably wasn't the right thing to do.
Yeah, we got a battle on for P5 as well. Capit's close right up to Florian Geyer, and Lewis Redshaw behind goal for Capit now, and he's up! He's got it! What a move from Redshaw to go through there out of 14. That was brave.
Considering they're on different tire strikes, that was very brave.
That's the Red Archer under being lapped, and he's gone off a bit. That's not very good, but Capit though, Redshaw to get Capit, that was a phenomenal move.
Lining it up against see it all in its glory. Yeah, it was really an opportunistic move if there was one, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, fantastic news for Redshaw, but now he's going to run on Geyer as well. This could be P4. In not very much time, gets the DRS, uses the DRS, says goodbye to Florian Geyer. Won't stand a chance now, unfortunately, you'd think. And Geyer stuck behind Redshaw, who's taken 2 places in not very much time at all.
Great job. Clearly, he's made the most of that yellow prime tyre when he was on it, because even though he got overtaken by Geyer, he just whizzed straight back past again. Gajala, sorry, is a pit stop down, so don't think he's a problem right now.
Yeah, that's obviously. I'll admit I lost my concentration a minute. Sorry, I'm just trying to find this database.
It's all right. I'll keep it going. We got Horror and Canapino a bit close for 7th and 8th. Canapino is definitely using all of the road available to him. May well have just whizzed a bit onto the curb. But yeah, Horror's closing in. Don't know if he's got no, he won't have DRS around here, will he? Yeah, it's very interesting to see green stripes up there like they are. I was always a bit like seeing them in the bottom half of the grid, thinking, will they get further? But actually, they're very on a display today, and he's got easily past Canapino. I guess Canapino's going to be pitting in a minute.
Yeah, we'll have a look at Augustin Canapino, see if he does pit, and well, we'll see whether he does or whether he does not.
He last pitted on lap 16, so yeah, you'd expect him to be pitting now. Or very shortly anyway.
Let's see if he does or does not. He does not. Stays out.
Oh, interesting. I make most of this this stint, I guess, but it's clearly not working too well because he just got completely blitzed by all kind of been having a little wiggle as he comes out to doing what's known as a potas there.
Yeah, a lot of people have had problems going out that last turn. It is a tricky one to get right. Not very easy at all, and Canapino falling foul of that. Even the best can fall foul of that, well, dreaded turn 19. Of course, we've seen a couple of incidents there, but none this race that have really been major, so to speak. Redshaw now, Lewis Redshaw, it must be said, look at him go. He's in a fight for P3 from all the way down where he was. This is an absolutely sterling drive from Redshaw.
I'm not sure he needs to be in a battle though. Like, looking at the lap times, I think last time that Gacella pitted was a while ago. So all he needs to do is just sit back and let Gacella get out of the way at some point when he goes in the pits and just not make a mistake. And If he stays behind Coachella for too long, he's going to be stuck with Gaia going right back up his windpipe.
I don't think he's interested in that, though. I think he wants to go for it now. He's got the DRS, got the chance to do so, and he's going for it. He's got it. Doesn't even need to wait because he knew he'd had the chance, and Gazella demoted to fourth. Rachel moves back into the top three.
That was complete mugging, really, wasn't it? Now you've got Gaia trying to get past Coachella as well, and Richard will be hoping that Storm can keep that behind him a bit longer, so that he. Oh no, that's not going to happen since I think Coachella's going in the pits.
Yep, Gazella in. So the Romanian does indeed pit, and well, into the pits he comes from P5. We'll see what tyres and etc. he puts on, but this could be. What's he gonna do? Let's see. He puts on the soft tyres.
Yeah, onto the primes. I think that's probably expected. I don't know if he'll be able to last the rest of the race on them. Close if he's obviously got 21 laps, so I think do like 15, 16. He might have a big run at the end. Canapino's in the pits too.
Yep, Canapino one as well. So there you go. He does finally come into the pits there. As we've got a battle for P5 between Horrell and Capit. Capit slowly closing in. Slowly closing in on Horrell now. This should be interesting to see Risto if he can get it in the top 5.
Should have the DRS sooner rather than later to help him out as well, so I wouldn't hold it. Well, as I said, Horrell's done pretty well at holding people behind him for the most of the race.
Yes, and Horrell's done a very good job here, and it must be said in P5. Big props to him, he's done great.
I think both the Green Stripes have done a really good job today. I mean, Horrell last pitted 8 laps ago, so he's not on exactly newish tyres. And what are they? They are the options, so they're probably crying a bit for help right now. So to be up in P5 is a pretty good job.
Yep, very good job indeed. And Horrell, to me, I think Green Stripes will be very pleased with this. Obviously, I'd be pleased with it because it was my team, but, very good job. He's doing very well.
Yeah, they can be really happy. I mean, they're in the whole relegation table thing that we have towards the end of every season. I know it's really early, but them, Woods and Kerno are pretty low after a few dodgy seasons. So to get someone up in the points and scoring consistently is just what they need, really. It's just a ticket.
Never mind someone in the points. You've got someone in the podium in Redshaw.
Well, let's see how we go.
Yeah, Redshaw, of course, I'm quickest on track at the moment, Lewis. And in addition to that, I've got another fun fact for you. Lewis Redshaw is the currently the most successful active Super League driver in GPV history. He's got the most race wins, in 8 race wins in GPVWC, and that's the most of any active driver.
Well, he has been going the longest, the old git. Actually, is that true? Well, the boss, I suppose, has been going quite a long time as well. And
He's had 5 active seasons in GPV, which is up there with the most. Obviously, Kieran Ryan, one of the most experienced drivers, if not the most experienced in GPV. Unfortunately, not with us any longer in this series.
Yeah, I do miss his Irish flair.
Yeah, Redshaw is in fact, with 8 wins, the most current successful driver in the Super League, so it's showing,
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be fighting for wins with our car anytime soon, especially with Rudy completely, blitzing everyone as he is. But it's good to see him up there still. We worried when CSG folded whether he still had the motivation, but he's bashing him the laps in like it's nobody's business. I suppose.
I'll tell you another fun fact. He has scored the most points of any GPV Super League driver in history.
Wow, that's quite. Well,
he scored. You're not going to believe this. 666 points.
Well, that sounds about right.
Yeah, he has scored 666 points. 20 behind him is David Feidig, in fact. So the top 2 drivers in point scoring history are in this race.
You do have to remember that we did used to have the old 10 points for first system as Risto Capit enters the pit lane.
Yep, Capit in.
So that has changed a bit. I suppose Lewis is the wingiest driver. I'd still say the most successful driver at the moment is Feidig, since he's a champion.
Yeah, Feidig is a former champion as well. We have had a few champions in GPV Super League history, actually.
We have been going a while.
Yeah, it's been going a while. We have been going a while. We've had a lot of champions. Obviously, many people have won titles. But enough about the stats. Let's concentrate on the race. We've distracted you for long enough with the fun trivia. And I think it's about time we actually look for something on track. And speaking of things on track, It does look like Bristol Captain is becoming under fire from DeWald now, actually.
Yeah,
P10,
he's
this
just
is the
around the
battle
pits.
for. P10, the battle for here between Captain and Nell.
Could be an
Well, P
interesting
would
one.
battle for P9, but Nell is in P10.
We'll see how Nell goes. I mean, Capit's just onto the prime tyre, so he's going to have a grip disadvantage. But at the same time, Nell's tyres are what, 6-7 laps old, so they're kind of in the middle of their life. So they may get closer, but I don't know. Capit's a pretty good driver.
Yeah. Oh, fun fact here from Rob Mason, Mashuli is the only person to one stop so far this race. He
And
is
now
coming
he's
in the pits now to stop to rectify that, but he is in the pits now and to make only his second stop.
Why is Redshaw going in the pits already? Jeez.
Oh
Okay.
yes, Lewis Redshaw.
I didn't realise he's in already. That's 10 laps on the 10-11 laps on the super soft. That's quite low.
If he's not going to stop again, he'll have to make this whatever tie set he puts on. He does put on the super softs. He's going to have to make these last 18 laps if he decides to. So I don't know why he's come in.
I guess there must have been something he wasn't happy with, or he's trying to leave himself a nice run at the end on less tyres. But I don't know how many. That's 3 stops now already, isn't it?
It might be, yes. So not really going his way in that sense. He's made himself back down to P6 now. Bogdan Ross goes back in the top 5. Rudy Van Buren is about 30 seconds ahead of Florian Guy though now at the moment. So really running away with this production. Doesn't have anything to worry about.
Well, apart from things he can't change. He's on a good stint with the softs at the moment, the prime tyre. He's about 7 laps into that, so you probably reckon another somewhere between 8 and 10 laps on that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not something you really worry about things like disconnections though. You know, you don't actively worry about disconnections, but yeah, going back to the champions argument, we have actually only had 11 champions in the history of GPV Superleague. 11 people have taken the title, which is quite a few actually, but
we have had quite a lot of. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, we have had quite a few sustained periods of dominance. Like we had the Jacqueline era back in the early 2000s when Makes Vio and Mika Jacqueline won like all the time. Then we had the Finoz era, which I'm sure Mr. Panisi is very happy for me to mention the word Finoz, and they won quite a lot. And then Norjin won a lot with Concilio and Tanskanen, and then of course Lucas Euler.
Yeah, we've only ever had one Romanian GPVWC Super League champion. That was Laurențiu Albu in what I believe was the shortened 2001 season. Oh, that might be a different season, but was it
2008? Yeah, 2008 sounds right, Rodney.
Albu was 2008, sorry. It was Christian Neumann in 2001. So, yeah, one of the German champions we've had. 2008 was Albu's. I think it was the last year of Grand Prix 4 as well. So
it was, yeah.
I'm getting my years mixed up, but I've only been here since 2013, so I can't be blamed.
It's 10 years less than I have. I mean, Horrell's just out of the pits. He's now on the soft tyre, so I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to make that last towards the end of the race now.
Yeah, Ben Horrell in P7 out the pits. He's chasing down David Feidick at the moment for P6. Doesn't actually appear to be much going on track at the moment, unfortunately.
Give it time.
Another fun fact for Padisi, no drivers ever won the Super League with 2 different teams. So that's something that's still got to be done.
Feidick wants to change that, I'm sure Mr. Nisi himself wants to change it. As Horrell is coming up close to Feidick now, I guess new soft tyres versus slightly older soft tyres, that's going to play into it as well. How laps are they? They are quite old actually, about 10, 11, 12 laps old on Feidick's car. He's also got Coachella also on the softs fighting him, so this is going to be an interesting battle, see who can get the most out of it and try and use DRS as Horrell. I think he's going to get, he's got him already.
Horrell's way through. That's the thing, the DRS, if you're close enough, it's almost predictable you're going to go through.
Yeah, it's quite easy, especially around that, because there's so much straight to use.
Yeah, obviously that will help, and Feidick will want to keep close to try and get a shot down the main straight again. Gagzella giving chase and all this, going to think, you know what, go for it, I'll go have a go as well. We are 37 laps into this race, and things are really spreading out at the front, it must be said. Well, I say that, but it's just Van Buren ahead of everyone else.
So far, yeah. I mean, you've got Guy is kind of out of
Fidek,
sync though, and he's on.
Gagzella's going down it for the inside through one. Gonna have a go. Fidek's gonna get to one in the second. Gonna try and get the draft on. Won't have enough to do anything though, unfortunately. And Gagzella through into P7. A lot of position changes going on that front and back straight.
Yeah, it's that DRS, isn't it? It's just easier, especially when the tyre strategies are so different. You've got Jella's tyres are a few laps old, and you've got Fidek's are a little bit older than that. So yeah, it was always going to be quite easy once the DRS hits.
Yeah, always going to be a bit easier, of course, because there's less drag, and that means more straight line speed. That gives a huge advantage. Which
Wouldn't be
as
surprised
DRS
though
does.
if Fidek comes back at him shortly.
Fidek's got to come back with Gagzella soon. And Gagzella goes
Oh, he will
off.
now.
There you go. So goes off indeed and keeps going. Well, that might be construed as an advantage, but hopefully not, because
he ran
Fidek
wide.
has gained ground.
Wasn't his? He ran wide. He made a mistake. I don't think that would be a problem they have to look into. It wasn't a cut as such. It was a
Fidek's
mess
going to
up.
get the DRS as soon as he can get it. Decides to engage it. Knows he's got it. Don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move, obviously. No, he's way too far away to make a move, but he's going to get some ground made. And a lot of ground that is. He's pulled himself right back closer, but Gagzella is starting to pull away, it must be said. So the Romanian starting to really stick it at the Englishman here.
It's that tyre advantage, I guess. The tyres are pretty much half the age of Fidek, so I wouldn't be surprised if Fidek's looking at pitting in the next, well, maybe not, maybe next 3 or 4 laps, I guess.
Well, we'll see. We'll have to see. There's only about 16, 15 left to go now. So, not that much left in the race at all. It's flown by.
I'll get the smell of curry coming from downstairs as well. Takeaways. We had takeaways night celebrate.
For me. I've already had a casserole.
Oh, nice. Well, it's my wife's last day of work for a bit because the Easter holidays, so she's celebrating.
Oh, yeah. See, all I need is my casserole, my alcohol-free wheat beer, and I'm ready for Superleague.
I like that you have to kind of clarify that it's alcohol-free. That this hyperness that you have comes from not drinking alcohol. It's kind of quite terrifying, really.
I'm just enthusiastic about my work.
Yeah, this is true. That's a good thing.
I mean, I try to just be. I don't try to do it. I mean, I am a bit different in my commentary style, as people who watch me will know. I am a bit different. I don't try to be different, but sorry.
I think we've got Capit and Fidek are getting pretty close.
Oh, good shot.
Oh.
Yes. For goodness sake,
Slamming
stop talking about yourself, Justin. Stop talking about the racing. Risto Capit is chasing down David Fidek and Red Notty is going to get the DRS. This is almost a dead cert again. It's like the Formula 1 with 3 minutes to go. We already know who's making the overtake.
Well, you say that, though Fidek kept the inside line.
Yeah, he's kept the pressure on the
best.
Estonian, but not enough to force a mistake.
Yeah, in the end of the day, it was quite easy for Capit, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, as I said, you know who's going to make the overtake with 3 minutes before it happens, so...
I'll tell you what, though, on the plus side, we haven't had elimination qualifying here yet. Like.
Yeah, we haven't had elimination qualifying, thank goodness for it. Obviously, you know, there is the chance that could change this Fidek in. Fidek does indeed decide to pit stop now, but, you know, there is the chance we could add it. You never know the administration.
If you're listening, Mr. Phoenix, which I know you are, and any Force India friends, no. Just no. I know they're actually for it, but let's not do that here. Thank you.
Well, Ollie Woods has made his thoughts known. A lot of people don't like the elimination qualifying format. I am one of them, and must be said, I don't like it. So introducing it here, which has caused controversy, I think.
Well, it might work better on Simracing, to be fair. But if we were going to ever change it, which I don't think we need to, I'd go for 1 lap each anyway. It's much more fun that way.
I know Roy Short likes the elimination qualifying system.
Yes, well, we know. Yes, I think he spent too much time visiting Belgium. He's played with his head.
Yeah, let's just have a little look here then at where are we looking? We are looking at position number something. Rob said 15 there. Sorry, 15, 16. Parker and Hutchinson battle for the points. Yes, good shout, Rob. It's something to look at. We haven't had much, and now we've got something with about 12 laps to go. Hutchinson starting to make the ground on Parker. It's been making the ground, not the inroads. As Hutchinson not really making the ground, but Tom Parker's had a solid race, it must be said. If not a high-scoring one, a solid race.
Yeah, it's an interesting strategy going with the soft tyre first. I don't know if that's kind of compromised or if he's thinking I'm not very good around here. I'm just going to try and boot around and hope that enough people fall off the track. I mean, I know Parker will probably do a little better than 15th, but he's going all right. Nothing to write home about. He's going all right.
Florian Gaia comes into the pits from, he's coming out of the pits rather from into P5. Ben Horrell's nowhere near close enough to take that from him. So the German will exit for Nordstrom in 5th. It's looking to be, at the moment, it's 5:12 for Nordstrom as David Friedrich down in 12th after his pit stop. But that will change, hopefully. Hopefully get a bit more of a high-scoring result on the go there. But we only have about 12 laps to go now. Not really much time left in this race at all. And Rudy Van Buren has pretty much led. Well, I'd say it lights the flag, but he didn't start from pole, as Van Buren does in fact pit. So here comes RVB into the pits. Mashuli nowhere near close enough to warrant a lead change, but all he can do is get closer.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time on him, really, hasn't he? He's got about 30 seconds. I reckon this will be a super soft tyre that we go on and just bash it out for the rest of the race now.
Yep, super softs on for Van Buren as we've got a couple of pitters. Hutchinson out, Francesconi just leaving, Perkins coming in. So a lot of people decide to make a pit stop on this lap as Van Buren exits. Mashuli again nowhere near. Not really going to be able to take the lead now at this point unless Van Buren makes a catastrophic mistake, I think. And, well, Tim Craft Midnight Motorsport will come away with 26 points if things stand as they are.
Not to be sneezed at, is it? I mean, they're in a bit of a battle. It's going to be a battle all season, really, with Norge and Bobbel. Those three. I mean, it doesn't look like it too much now when you've got Gaia down in 5th and Bobbel down in 8th and 8th and 9th. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, there's a lot more chances it's going to be less one-sided than it has been, even though Van Buren's kind of running away with it right now.
Oh, look at Florian Guy here about trying to make a move on Marta Boss. They're on the inside of 2. Nice, sweet and simple, but the boss gets pushed down to 5th and Florian Gaia gets more points from a Nordstrom there. So the team are now even more well off than they were before.
Yeah, please. I mean, you've got Fidek down somewhere in the bottom in 12th. Well, not the bottom, but the bottom of the points. Not where he'd expect to be, but that could all change with the pit stops. Just, everyone is going to be everyone needs pit stops going to be taking it in the next couple of laps for one last kind of shootout as we go to the final 10. So be interesting. I think around about lap 53, that's when we'll be able to work out where this is headed.
Yeah, going to be very close. See when things are going to... It looks like Van Buren's headed towards win, obviously, but we've got things going on all over the track at the moment, and well, it is obviously nice and quiet in terms of battles, but things are getting close. The thing is, though, we've got a lot of things getting close to happening, but they're not.
It's a game of endurance, isn't it? Not quite as if you're in WEC or something, but there is a kind of having to grind it out on this kind of track, on this kind of racing where you got 2 hours of hard work.
Yeah, you just got to keep going, really. It's that sort of thing, and it's more of a... It is more of a marathon than a sprint is Superleague. You've got to keep it going for long enough to DeVos pits from P5. That'll let Horrell through in the top 5 once more. But it's more of an endurance thing rather than a sprint, because you've got to keep it going for 53 laps. Got to keep at a good pace for 53 laps. Got to use tactics for 53 laps. Very difficult.
It takes a lot of work. I mean, you've got teams that spend ages on this. Certainly the guys at Midnight, they've got brains the size of houses working on this thing, or maybe computers. Ravio's one, I think. Yeah, Ravio's DNF. That's a shame. Yeah, like I've having only ever done Formula Challenge, I can't imagine people trying to do 53 laps or an hour and a bit around this. 20 minutes is about as far as my brain can manage.
Yeah, that makes that the double DNF for Nijo as well. So not very good there for the team. They now have no drivers on the track. As Ravio, well, was the format, the sole Nijo now isn't. So that's not gone very well for him at all. Just a quick shout out to Dan Brewer though, in P9 having a great race for Kernauer Sport, but of course rocking the stealth back GPVWC livery for whatever reason.
Frame rate related reasons, I'm told. Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job. He's a quick driver. We've seen him in other bits of the league in the tin tops doing really well, and I think I've made a good choice in picking him up, and Bart as well. They're both consistently around the top 10. That might change when the pit stops even themselves out. I think Mark might go further up, but they're doing a much better job than they have in the last couple of years.
Yeah, Brewer as well was in the Atlantic Series back in 2015 as well, and he made quite a name for himself there. So definitely got a knack for open wheelers, but P9 at the moment would be a good result for Kernow as well. That would make it 9-10 at the moment because Bart DeVos there in P10 right behind him. And I say right behind him, there's only a couple of seconds in it. So you never know, there could be a fight on between the Kernows for a position here. You know, as a team manager, you don't necessarily want that case of league state, but if you've got drivers you can trust, why not as Alex keep the pits?
I think, given that they need the points, I think if Mark's listening, watching them, the instruction would probably be hold station, unless it's really obvious that one of them's faster. It's not worth risking at race 3 of the season, frankly.
Yeah, I'm not one to say who gives team orders and when, but you never know. It's getting a bit tiring. There's 10 laps to go, 9 laps to go, not much longer than that, and the rest of my little voice. I say a little, but it's quite big.
I'm quite glad that I don't have to talk quite as much as you. It makes my life a lot easier.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, it does make your life easier, and an easy life is the best life, and it is the easy life for Rudy Van Buren back in the front at the moment in P1. He leads onto what I think will be the 8th to last lap. I think there's 8 to go now.
Lap 45, yeah.
There is 8 to go, and RVB has stormed it so far. I think it's a bit early, to be honest, but I think I'm going to start talking drive for today now so far, because, well, we've had a fairly good overview of the race. There's 8 to go, not much love now. Who's been your driver of the day?
I think at the moment, as Redshaw pits again, I think it might be Horrell, because he's done a sterling job in keeping it in 5th. That's quite new ground for him and Green Stripes, and he's kept cars that are usually a lot faster than him behind him, and he's doing a really good job. Van Buren obviously has done the most clinical thing he could possibly do, and he's just been at the front the whole time. He's done a brilliant job there, but for surprise, I reckon Ben Horrell would be my driver of the day.
You know who I'm going to say? Bristol Cabot. Because on his Superleague debut, 7th is a very good result. It might not be the dizzy heights that we're known to see Bristol do, but Superleague is not an easy series to adapt to. So to come in and get 7th straight away, whether we'll keep that 7th or not is yet to be seen. Obviously because of reasons earlier. But provisional P7 on a Super League debut, standing in for Perla Pushka, it's very impressive, and I think it's worthy of driver of the day myself.
It's a good job, yeah. I mean, they are big shoes to fill. You know, the drivers' champion, current reigning champion, he's not there, and Capit's driving for him, but he's done a solid job. All right, that mistake with the pit lane line was a bit of a booze up, but never mind. He's still driven really well. He's overtaken where he needs to overtake. He hasn't really put any other front foot wrong.
Must be said, Bristol Cabot has had about the first race that Michael Schumacher had in real Formula 1.
How do you mean?
I think, was that not Belgium 1991?
Well, when he drove and then promptly stalled it on the grid.
Something like that, yeah, but Bristol's done a lot better than it.
Oh yeah, he's done a lot better than that, yeah.
He has had a very impressive Super League debut, and I would be highly surprised if he doesn't get more Super League drives at some point in time.
Well, we'll see. I don't think he'll be in for the rest, and parachuting for the rest of the year, because the A doesn't work like that. Big Bubble got brilliant drivers, and C, he's a Bubble driver. They're not going to let him anywhere else apart from
he is.
in the Super Cup.
I mean, if the chance arises, then I'm sure he'd like to. But obviously, you know, with the way Super League works, I guess it might not be as likely. But it's been fun seeing him.
I'd be surprised if Bubble goes, unless it goes to another Valiant-owned team just for as an emergency. I don't think we'll see him in anything other than a Bubble. They've got ironclad contracts, you know. Pitman owns their souls, from what I've heard. I'm joking, of course.
I think James Kirk in the comments is very shocked I picked Bristol Cabot because, as you said, Horrell's in 5th for Green Stripes, and I should add, Ben Horrell is doing a sterling job, and I would have picked him had Ollie not have, if I'm honest, because I have to pick someone different, otherwise it just seems boring.
He's showing, Cooper's going on now for 10th at the moment. I think he's got that in the bag, hasn't he? Yeah, DRS again in the bag. And Brewer doing the same.
I've just seen Augustin Canapino lost his front wing and is in P14.
Ooh,
and he's also got smoke coming out of the back of his engine. He must have overheated that. So Canapino's got a smoking engine and he lost his front wing, so something has not gone well.
He's doing an Ainsley Harriott and oiling up the track by the looks of it. rewinding to see if I can find out where that wing originated from. He's got a wing there, so what's he done?
Well,
What's he
the
done?
smoke has stopped now, so he's managed to cool his engine down, managed to get that from happening. Of course, we had an engine failure in Super Cup yesterday.
That's weird. For one minute he has his wing, the next minute he doesn't. Must be something lag related, I guess. But that's he does make the odd kind of weird mistake. It might be lag, it might be something else. Who knows?
Yep, so not good for Augustin though. He's down at
Red
14.
Short guy.
That's good. Not going to do much good for them. But yeah, going back to the hot rail thing, I think if I could give a call, if I could split it and give a call drive of the day one, it would go to Horror. I think I already picked this though because you did, Ollie, and I like picking someone different so I don't seem like a boring commentator.
I'll tell you what, Red Shaw's just passed Gaia through turn 2 for third place and on the podium. He's done a pretty good job, but I'm highly biased, so I'm not going to nominate him for the day.
Well, Lewis Redshaw, P3 in itself is another great result for him. You know, he's had a very good season here. You know, I reckon he had a very good chance of winning the 2014 Superleague Championship had he not. And was it 2015 he did, but then had to drop? Oh, sorry, it's 2015. I'm getting the years mixed up. 2015, I think he could have done it had he not had to pull out, unfortunately, but
He was a busy boy.
He's definitely got title-winning pace in him. It's just, he's not quite got to first place yet.
He is a very, very quick driver. I think trouble is he's in a team where, you know, we just don't want to be last. We've had enough time being near the back to that's our goal. The car's not the quickest car on the grid. We've got an engine, we're the ones developing, we're doing the best we can, but yeah, success will come hopefully. It's just that we've got to build up from lower on the grid and lucky to hit the top 10 the last few years in the Drivers' Championship. So we've got to start somewhere. Him being where he is a brilliant boost for Woods Racing. I think it makes us look a lot better than we have done recently anyway.
Well, we're enjoying all this is P3 and that's fantastic result. I think we've got 5 laps to go now, and this is the race coming to a close, unfortunately. It has been a very good race. A technical one, if not one with too much on-track excitement. But speaking of on-track excitement, we do have excitement happening in the form of a battle for P12 between Jamal Bell and Pedro Gomez. Going back down the field a bit here, yes we are. But it's a battle of Hawkeye versus Green Stripes. Of course, Horrell in 5th. This is a fantastic race for Green Stripes. Even the 12th that Nell has is very good because it's more points.
Yeah, you know, any little help, especially when you're on 3 years worth of results, you're staring relegation in the face. They're doing a great job. It's getting nice and close. I think this might be 6 to go still because you can count 48th lap as well. But the question is, can Nell hold off with the DRS? So we're about to see that now because Gomez he's not quite got a run on him. Maybe next time when he goes through 12-13.
Oh, Van Buren out! That's a big one. That Rudy Van Buren has dropped out of the race. Watts has had that to DNF. So it could be that he's disconnected.
I think
it
is.
What's happened there?
I think it's a disconnect. He was driving along minding his own business and then it's just come off.
That's
a real shame.
Catastrophic thing to happen. We saw that at Bahrain. He disconnected there, and that's what cost him potentially the race win there. But Rudy Van Buren is out of the race with 4 to go. Dan Brewer's gone as well. So Dan Brewer retires. That's a possible thing there. Happens, and was that 2 disconnects? So I don't think that's going to be enough to call a red flag because it is only 2 at the moment, and that's not over the amount that's required. But that's going to be Van Buren back in.
Busted himself.
Van Buren is back in the race, but he's dropped the lead. And Aerosmith Shuley, out of nowhere, suddenly inherited this race lead, and he'll be thinking, I could get Jonas a win here.
I think he's got a very good chance here. It's unfortunate. We've got Pedro Gomez has gone out, but that was a suspension failure by the looks of it, so he's had a crash. Yeah, he's. I'm just getting back on that. I don't know.
Wow,
him and Dell's had a crash. Yeah, it's all happening in the final few laps. I think. Yeah, let's have a look. Just looks like there was something going on there. I wouldn't be surprised if something gets called here, but who do we know? How do we know?
We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see, but Rudy Van Buren and Van Brewer are possible disconnects, and Augustin Canapino retires with suspension problems. And now we've got Michael Tigman out. with an accident as well. This is just getting too much, this.
Well, that was Canapino's was a suspension failure. I can tell you that from the fact I can currently see a Canapino car with no wings having spun it.
Sudden dramas and Tom Parker and all this is up at the P10 and charging. He's got past them all now. I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but this is very much unknown territory now because we've got all these sudden retirements. Canapino out with suspension problems, Gomez out with suspensions, Brewer out having potentially DNF'd, an accident for Michael Teichmann. It's all coming to end at the end of this race, it must be said. And Ellis Mashuli has got the lead on it.
It's almost like they wanted to give you a poke to kind of take you off another 10 decibels. Yeah, it's. I would have thought something. I don't know if the race will be stopped or restarted, but I certainly they must be having a look, thinking what's going on here. But you know, it's up to the race directors, it's up to the management. They did a great job, if you ask me, at Bahrain. So leave it in their hands.
Yep, apparently, I think there was only one disconnect, and that might have been Van Buren, but Brewer went out at the same time as well. But it's all of the drama, and also suddenly, and Meadow Con in all this will be rubbing his hands with glee, because yes, there's been a disconnect, and that's cost him that, and Rudy Van Buren has dominated this race, but these sort of things happen, unfortunately. It's now happened twice for Van Buren, and it's cost him potentially a race win both times, and Mashuli could be about to get what I believe to be Adonis Engineering's first Super League race win.
I'll tell you what, though, he's got to nurse those tyres. Those tyres went on at lap 36. So he's got to take the super off 17 laps. And all the time, Redshaw's on newish tyres. He only have to do 8 on his tyres to get to the finish. So this could be interesting. It's a long gap to make up. It's 15 seconds for Redshaw to make up. But am I putting too much in it by adding to the narrative by saying he might do it? No, I probably am. But
Well,
no, the gap is going down.
Laps or so to go. There's not much left in this race, and Eros Mashuli, I think he's going to start I think this is going to be 2 laps to go when he starts this lap. As he crosses the line, yeah, this will be lap 51. 2 to go now for Eros Mashuli in a race lead that he's inherited by the worst of luck for Rudy Van Buren, but a race lead is a race lead. However, which way he is placed, and Dan Brewer confirmed he has actually disconnected in the comments there. So we did have 2 disconnects, not as bad as what we had at Bahrain, but still not great. But Mashuli, having inherited the race lead, because it is a race lead no matter which way he places, has now just got to nurse the car home, and he's got 2 laps to keep a 13-second lead over Redshaw.
Well, it's 3 if you include this one as well. But yeah, it's still the gap is going down. Like Redshaw has made 4 dents back in the 3rd sector alone of the last lap, but that's not enough to make it count and get close to him at this rate.
Yep, he's got to do something in all this. We've only got 1 more retirement to go before everyone's guaranteed points, but let's have a look at things. Phil Perkins is going to score 2 points thanks to all this. He's had a good race. Well, he's had a good race, well, better than some races he's had. But Perkins is going to score points for Hawkeye, and we've got Pedro Melim is in P15 going to score an extra point for Hawkeye in all this. And Pedro Gomez is unfortunately beside in the other car. Tom Vandervoort 2 laps down now, unfortunately, P19 in the other woods. But
Melim's got a Hawkeye, it's Walters, isn't he?
yeah, Melim's for Wouters and Gomez is for Hawkeye, who's unfortunately tired. But Perkins is going to score 2 points. Mark Hutchinson's going to score points as well. Big shout out to him in all this. Francesconi's going to get back in the points. Nell's going to score. Tom Parker's going to score a P10, which is going to be great. Alex Cooper in P9, and then all the rest up there as well. But Mashuli now, I think has now started the second to last lap. That was the third to last lap we were on, apologies. This is the second to last lap that he's on now. And on course for Adonis's first win in Super League.
It'll be a famous victory. Wow. A famous victory would be one that was definitely one on the track. They may feel a little lucky on this one, but it's still a win, isn't it? It's still 25 points. Yeah, I don't... Sorry.
I finished 5th in the race with 5 finishes once. It's still a 5th place.
No,
So, yeah.
Captain Gashella getting close. In fact, I think Kappa just taking Gashella.
Could be. Gagdella is actually, I think he was behind to start with, so this will be the DRS for Gagdella. Going to have a go at the Estonian. It looks to be game set match already, but he backs off. He backs off, and that is a surprise. I would have thought he'd have gone for it.
Probably better to try and keep your options open, ready for the second one. If he went in and kind of went slightly Leroy Jenkins on him, then I don't think he would have made it. I think it may well have ended up in tears. And at this point in the race, 2 laps to go, you do not want to do that. You don't want to send yourself tumbling down the order because that's just embarrassing.
In all this, Ben Horrell's up the fourth, so he's absolutely... He's had a storm of a race, and I am so tempted to change my driver today, but I'm going to stick with Risto because difference. But if it wasn't Risto, it would be Ben.
I think we can agree on that.
I think we can both agree Ben Horrell should be driving.
I'll tell you what, though, I bet Melim and the gang didn't reckon they'd be this close to the points after that turn 2 wreck. I mean, I don't know what will happen, because I think it was a bit of a punt. There was definitely some contact, but I don't think any of them expect to be as close to the points after having to run to the pits after lap 1.
Indeed. Erasmus Shuley has now started the final lap of this race. The Italian on course for what will be his first GPVWC race win, the first Super League race win for Adonis Engineering, and I don't think any Dutch outfit since Mapes Bio has ever had a race win, so this will be the first since that.
I don't know if there have been that many Dutch teams, to be honest with you. It could well be makes for kind of English-Dutch. So yeah, it's going to be a great moment for
I think it'll be the fully first-fledged Dutch team to get a race win. I'll have to check the standings archives on that.
Menno's going to be a happy boy. He had a bit of a tough time in Super Cup yesterday. And he's not feeling great today, but he'll be really happy to see his car up there.
Yeah, Menno will be very happy to see cars up there. Lewis Rachel and P2 Florian Gaia. P2 going to get a podium for Nordstrom Racing. And then Ben Horrell fourth will be super pleased with where he is in all this. And just to look to see if anything else is happening, it doesn't seem to be. DeVos, Gagzella Capit's still going on. That's one to keep an eye on, of course. Gagzella is going to go for Capit now. No, he doesn't. Yeah, I think he's going to wait until the back straight, to be honest. That's probably going to be
one last chance.
His last blast, so to speak. But Erasmus Shuley coming around the final few corners now of this Grand Prix of Russia as he comes round turn 17 and into turn 18 and 19. He's been second best to Rudy Van Buren for most of it by maybe a stroke of luck or bad luck for Van Buren. He's going to do it though. Erasmus Shuley wins the Russian Grand Prix. Adonis Engineering's first Super League win. And the first win, I believe, for a fully fledged Dutch team in Super League history, or for a very long time at least. Lewis Redshaw brings it up in second place for Woods Racing. And Florian Gaia is going to be P3 with, I think, no front wing. No, he does have a front wing. That's just my bad eyesight. Florian Gaia rounds 19 now, and that's third place for him and Nordstrom Racing. What a top 3, and what a race that's been.
Tell you what, though, I'm not sure what happened, but it backed off massively, and it's going to be Gagzella, DeVos fight it, and then cap it in 8th. I don't know quite what happened there.
Yep, Ben Horrell finishes 4th in all this. A stupendous race for him. Gagzella 5th, Bartimos 6th, Fidek 7th, Capit 8th in the end, as he's coasting a bit there. I think he's run out of fuel.
Oh, no.
I think
that would explain it.
Ran out of fuel at the end there. And that's unfortunate. Alex Cooper 9, Tom Parker 10. Jamal Nell will finish in 11th, it seems. Francesconi will be 12th. Hutchinson will be 13th. Phil Perkins, 2 points for Phil Perkins. Well done, Phil. And 15th place will probably belong to Pedro Melim. And that will round out your top 15. The other finishers, Adrian McNaughton and Tom van der Voort. And then everyone else retired. So what a race that was, and all the drama at the end.
My heart is beating. That was mental. There's still places up for grabs right near the end. It was a great race. I think it may be some controversy in the fact that that Van Buren went, but we'll soon. Yeah, I'll get sorted out. I'll get discussed. It always does. As long as people take a chill pill for the next hour or two, and maybe have a sleep on it, I think we'll all be fine.
Yeah, I think I'm going to need a sleep after that race. That was an absolute barnstormer of a race, and it was so unfortunate to lose Rudy near the end there. But what can you do? What can you do? Sometimes disconnections just can't be helped. It is ultimately, it is the sim racing equivalent of a mechanical failure, and it is the worst way to go out of a race. But enough of that. I think we're going to get on with the interviews now, and the first interviewee, if we will be none other than Mr. Lewis Redshaw.
Well, that was quick. I've only just come back.
Yep, I do like to drag people in as quickly as I can. But well done, Lewis, on your second place there. Fantastic result for Woods. It would seem you've managed to somehow break the curse.
Shut up.
Yeah, don't take the curse. I mean, no, it was a very good race. Had a lot of pace. Feel I was just as quick as Rudy and Eros, but my tyre wear was quite poor compared to them. Tried the softs in the second stint, thinking they'd be able to go longer than the super softs, but they went exactly the same distance. So I decided at that point to convert to a 4-stop and just go on the options at the end and push as hard as I could. I thought it might be tighter with Florian, but caught him after like 2 laps, so that was great. But no, just a really good race of pushing hard and overtaking people, so which is exactly what I love.
Well, this is going to bolster Woods' championship challenge. Obviously, maybe not going directly for the top of the championship as such, but they're doing a brilliant job, and that has really helped. So surely the focus is going to be keeping this up for the rest of the season.
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't expecting to get another podium this quickly at all. I mean, I knew Australia was going to be a bit of a blip because there was no upgrades for anyone, and obviously Bahrain we sort of fell back, and I thought that might be where we're hovering around. But to come here, and I made a massive change on the setup today to go from being safe to being quite dangerous in terms of sliding, which is something Vanderbilt seems to hate me for now. But I'm looking now at the results, but Horrell obviously for Green Stripe finished 4th, and Bart finished 6th for Kerno, and they're the 2 teams we're really battling for relegation. So even though it's a great result, they're still pushing us really hard. So it's great to see that we can, fight for podiums at the moment.
Indeed, and fantastic result on that second as well. Well done, Lewis. Thoroughly deserved, and we'll see you next time for the next round. And speaking of things that are next, we're going to move on to our next interviewee, and that is none other than Mr. Florian Guy. Hello, Florian.
Hello.
So P3 for you and Nordgen, fantastic results. Another solid race.
Yeah. Thanks. First of all, quali was pretty bad. I mean, really bad. P13. It's pretty far off what we expect. Me and Dave, and we hope for a bit better. So that didn't go as planned, but I think I got lucky instead in the turn 1 collision stuff and whatever happened, and I kept my nose clean, and I don't know where I was, but I was behind Dave for the opening stint, and then a few laps later we had another crash in the first turn 3. Yeah, we kept clean in that as well, but Dave had a bit of damage ahead of me, so yeah, it could have been better for the team, but my first podium this year. It's been a while since last year, but I hope we can kick off, or I can kick off my own championship with this result. And now we next got Spain, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, it would be great to see you up near the top again. Obviously, great result for you, Florian, and well, see you next round again. It's been great watching your race, and well done on the 3rd.
Thank you.
And I think we've got time for one more interview, and that's going to be with Mr. David Feidick. Hello, David.
Good evening.
Obviously, former Super League champion yourself. For goodness sake, downstating your achievements. Sorry.
That's all right.
2014 Super League champion and getting a good season so far, although this race is 7th place, not quite the dizzying heights that we saw you get to in 2014, but still a very solid result nonetheless, and it's going to help Nordgen a lot.
Yeah, quite a bizarre race. Australia, I had terrible lag when aiming at the pit lane, like around the back of the track, and I had the same here, but here it was even worse. I know I keep saying it every week, but I had the pace to get pole, and I'll prove it with more times if people want. But I had the pace to get pole, and instead it was I think P7 or P8. I don't know. I can't remember now. But the start was pretty decent, but then somebody spun at turn 1 and just gave me a big wallop on the side and damaged my suspension. And then the car was pulling to the left all the time. And even in the pits, repaired it in all my pit stops, and it didn't fix it. So it's causing more wear, and I had to go to softs for longer. And every now and then it will just be no grip whatsoever and go wide. And that including the lag, it was just impossible to drive. So to get P7, I think P6, whatever I just had, is a good result. You know, I'll take that now. But you know, we had the pace for top three, not the win because he was just way too quick. But top three would have been definitely on the cards.
Well, good job from you. Anyway, David to get a P7 fantastic result. And I said he would be the last one. I may have been lying a bit because we do have the eventual race winner with us, Mr. Eros Mishuli. Hello, Eros.
Hi guys.
Firstly, well done on the win. It seems a bit strange to be saying that because obviously, you know, great job on the win, obviously, but a lot of it must have been aided by Rudy retiring at the end of that.
Yeah, Rudy deserved the race, of course. He was incredibly fast in every parts of the race. I did a good job, I think, and in the end, I was lucky to got this win. But I felt sorry for him because he deserved. Um, I am happy, of course, for the win. I have to say thanks to the team, Menoclont, first of all. He did a great job with the car and with all the stuff he has to do, and also my teammate Michael and Francesco Bigazzi that helped me a lot with the car. My teammate was a bit unlucky today, but he was on the pace too.
Yeah, obviously a great win for you, and well, if aided by that, but a win is a win, no matter how which way you slice it. And surely the focus is going to be on more successful, high-profile results for you and Adonis in the future.
Yes, of course. This race give us a lot of points, and I think also good money to upgrade the car, to continue the work with the car. I was not 100% happy with the setup tonight. I see Rudy goes much better than me, especially in the second part of the race. Probably also the strategy was not perfect, but we will look forward to try to stay always in fight for the first position, and in the end we will see what happens.
Indeed, we'll just have to see how it goes, as is life, and as is life in the sim racing organisation that is GPVWC. Thanks very much for joining us, Eros. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks guys. Good night.
And with that, indeed, we will be saying goodnight very soon. Just any closing words from you, Ollie?
Yeah, brilliant race. Really enjoyed it. Well done, Ben Horrell. He did a really good job, and well done everyone for making it through, frankly.
Yeah, that's the wise words, of course, of Ollie Woods. And I'd just like to drag our cameraman, Mr. Rob Mason, making a slightly impromptu job on cameras today. Big thanks to you, Rob. It would have been me had we not had a slight mix-up in the broadcast team and me being on lead comments for this event. Hopefully we should have Mr. Thomas Hinds back on normal service and for next round, but just give us your thoughts on the race, Rob.
Well, I thought it was a really interesting race, actually, especially the way the strategy played out. People trying different stints, different tyres, as Lewis alluded to. Yeah, it got into a really tactical race there.
Well, a very good race indeed. I don't know whether Rob's push to talk was on there, so you might not have heard him. But if you did hear him, then that's good. But if you didn't, then basically talking about the strategies and that. But still, that race has been and gone. And the next one will happen in 2 weeks' time, of course, as we move on from Russia for the next Super League round. But we have a lot of racing going on at GPVWC. In the meantime, it doesn't just end with Super League. Oh, no. God, no. We have a lot of racing on. That was with emphasis, that. We have the upcoming Spanish Sports Series in 6 days' time at the Circuit of Barcelona, Catalonia. And the day after that, we have the Brazilian GT Cup in Interlagos. So 2 great races there. And then, of course, in 2 weeks' time, we have the Career Ladder returning, this time moving to Catalonia with Open Series Formula Challenge, Super Cup and Super League. And not long after that, we have the Vintage Series from the circuit to Monaco. But until that time, it is unfortunately time to close down this broadcast. And it's been fun. It's been drama. It's been exciting. It's had a bit of everything. But until next time, until Spain, I've been Josh Remerson, and we wish you all a very warm goodbye.